Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
It looks like Scryfall timed out on you there.
Scryfall timed out, everybody! Big shout out to Scryfall timing out here tonight.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Sometimes it's under a bit of a load, people.
That's what she said.
That is what she said, dude. How'd you know?
That's just ingrained in the back of my brain, and whenever anything is applicable, I say it.
Yo! What's up? How's everybody? Y'all, look. There might be some technical difficulties tonight. I'm streaming in a new location. And so there might be some technical hiccups. We're gonna get through them together.
How does it look for everybody?
Everything looking good? Everything sounding good?
It says clear browser cookies.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to do anything, but that's something from chat.
Nice.
It's something chat came up with.
Chat
I see a
coming
lot of folks hanging out. What's up?
Yeah, we'll just take it over the mythic spoilers. For some reason, Scryfall does not want to work. Yo. Jake and I guess we could say we just got back from Vegas, right? Because we kind of just got back from Vegas.
Yeah, except I came back like infected.
You came back with that Rona.
Yeah, I came back and
Got a little Rona?
It's like Alien 3. I don't know what happened, but something snuck aboard, and now I'm going to die.
You're not going to. Not right now. Not from that anyway.
That's what they said.
But yeah, we have had a hell of a last 3 or 4 weeks, homies. We were in Vegas. Jake and his girl stayed there a little longer. Get a little vacay in.
That's right.
We've been over in my world in the middle of trying to get our house hooked up to the internet. It's taken me about a month and a half to get it done, but it was done as of this morning, so we've been wrestling with that. It's nothing like Rona.
It looks like Double Masters 2022 boxes are sold out on Amazon.
No
there are no
kidding.
draft boxes.
That is not shocking, because I'll tell you this, and one of the topics that we should get into tonight is that supply is going to be ridiculously low for these. Like insanely low.
I don't know how much I believe that. I believe that there will be demand for the product, but I just think that that's artificial scarcity to get people buying. But you never know. Wildcat says, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, except Rona, that will follow you home. That's right. That's right. Banana, thank you so much. Why was Rudy ranting? What is he salty about?
Probably about the supply. All right, so let's swap over. I'm going to show you, Jake. You can see my screen, correct?
I can.
Let's just get into this first topic of the night real quick. gonna swap us over. So I'm on the wrong one. Hang on. I told y'all technical difficulties. Some of the wires get switched. Here we are. We figured it out. We're all here together. I was on Twitter earlier today, Jake, and I saw a tweet from Ben Blyweiss. Ben Blyweiss is the general manager of sales for Star City Games. So in general, a person who sees a lot of MTG cards come in and a lot of MTG cards go out. Ben, that's why I follow him. Ben tweeted, is likely the best set ever printed in the past decade. Plus, demand is exceeding supply and is likely a one and done. And I asked him to clarify what a one and done meant, and he said all previous Masters set had one print run and then were immediately discontinued. Other sets like Standard or Modern Horizons are print to demand and continue to be reprinted for X months after set release. He went on to say in the tweet, he said that we will not be pre-selling singles for Double Masters 2022. So Star City Games is not selling singles in pre-sale for Double Masters 22. We're going to sell all through all the draft boxes and most or all of our collector boxes leading up to the release. And if we have any left leading into release day, we'll open them and put singles up in real time. So I am seeing top players in the game talk about how they don't know how many boxes they're going to get. I've seen stores tweeting about how they're definitely not going to be able to do preview events because they're barely going to have enough to sell. So is this something new? Is this same old? What's your take on this? When you hear all this, what does your brain spit back out?
This is just a terrible this is a terrible execution. This is a well-designed set, and not one human being over there has their finger on the pulse of how a set like this should be handled. That's where my gut goes. There's not one person over there who has any idea about what people are going to be interested in. It's like they don't. I don't know. It's like walking outside.
No, I'm kind of on the same page as you, man, because I think what you're hinting at, or at least my takeaway from you saying people over there don't have a finger on the pulse, is Commander Legends Baldur's Gate. Look at the amount of reprints in this set. Look at the amount of reprints from this set that could have been in Commander Legends Baldur's Gate. We called it Commander Legends, not just D&D Battle for Baldur's Gate. Here's some special Commander cards, brand new Commander set. We branded it Commander Legends. Yet it delivered on none of the promises that name carries with it. They should have just dropped that name. I saw people talking about that on Twitter today. Shout out Shivam. I don't understand how that could have been such a big miss. From all I can hear is that the set is awesome to play.
The LGS is going to end up putting this at $400 out the gate now. Because you're not going to be able to find it anywhere. And if you want to buy a box like the day this comes out, it's going to be priced at like $400. And they're going to be like, well, look at the first Master set. Look at the first Double Masters. It's $700 a box. You should be happy to get a $400 box of cards. Well, it just came out today. It was $250 a little while ago. Well, I mean, you should look at the first Double Masters. The first Double Masters, $800 a box. You should be happy to buy a box for $550 or $600. It's going to get up to $800. It's a Double Master set. So yeah, it makes me think that they have no idea the demand this product is going to have. They're like, hey, let's pump as many singles as we can into this set. There's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of bad ones. But then what they're doing, it's like with mystery boosters. It's like when the original mystery booster retail came out. They had these boxes that came out at like under $100 a box. It was 24 packs of like pure greatness. You could pull Mana Crypt. There was a foil in every pack. And everybody was like, what a home run product. It's well priced. It has a bunch of singles that are great for Commander. And now they've printed another product that's great for Commander. They know that people love Commander. And they're like, but you know what? We're not going to have any of the product because I don't know what it is. We just don't even think that people want to buy Magic cards. Like like how do you not have one person hanging out in the forums or in the Discords that's like,
I don't
people
even think
want
it's
to buy
that.
it.
I think you are thinking that it's, or you're at least positing that it is negligence, that it's finger off the pulse, but I think it's on purpose, man. I think this is all by design. Maybe a little bit of like supply chain issues kicked in, but having your D&D Baldur's Gate set, you can't just name it that, or at the end of the year you can't go, wow, that crossover with D&D, thanks that department, Hasbro baby. You can't look at the money because it's not going to be there for that set. But if you slap Commander Legends on the front of it, bam, we got a hugely selling set right out of the gate that has just fallen off a cliff, but they don't care because the pre-orders are done. You know what? While that starts to fall off a cliff, because we know it will, let's just run Double Masters 22 right up under it, right into it. It's going to kill all the conversation about Baldur's Gate. You'll still get the occasional tweet, haha, boxes are $75 right now, because every website is trying to get rid of all this that they had because they were expecting Commander Legends to be awesome. Commander Legends 2. They didn't think, oh, well, is a Baldur's Gate set going to be awesome?
They sold the name. That's what it was.
Exactly
Commander
right.
Legends, they sold the name.
So now we're going into this Double Masters 22 hype thing. I'm not sure exactly why supply is so hard to come by in the first run. Hopefully, this isn't a conversation in 3 or 4 weeks. Really, that's my bottom line, is that this is all just talk. This is all just more hype talk.
Well, I mean, it's disappointing for me because, you know, I remember it was probably last stream. It wasn't long ago, but it was definitely before spoilers started.
Yeah.
Now all you could do is buy the collector box. Like, that's what I can find is the 4-pack collector box, and it's gone up $100 from when we first brought it up on the channel. It was originally like $225, now it's $325 or whatever it is after tax.
Right.
And yeah, you're only getting the 4 packs, and there's going to be a bunch of foils in it. We don't know if the foil quality is going to be good. We don't even know about, and we'll talk about this later on in the stream, but we don't even know about the verbiage on that. It's saying rare or mythic. You could get up to 4 rares and or mythics, but do we know? Is it going to be where you can only get 2 rares and you can only get 2 mythics?
I found an article on that. When we get into that topic, I did find an article on that we can go over. Yeah, look at this. Not available.
MTG Gaming Bob. Here, let me hit these super chats really quick. MTG Gaming Bob with the $3.69 super chat has been saying buy Double Masters 2022 for months. Sorry I did that on Foil Quest. Oh, that's all right, MTG Gaming Bob. And then Matt Caster Mage with the $6.99 super chat. Thank you so much. They definitely sold the name. Yeah. This is what I was just looking at on Amazon, and I'm just like, I dread what the LGS is going to do with this.
Hey,
and I'm not trying to hate on the LGS at all.
Me either, man. I'm not really trying to hate on anybody in particular. I just am kind of flabbergasted at the handling of these 2 sets, because this year, these 2 sets back to back could have been just like going just home run for Wizards. And now we're getting all this weird stumbly shit, even though, look, I love the set Double Masters. It's looking like it's going to be awesome. Shout out to the patrons who went ahead and got in on Foil Quest, by the way. These boxes are up to $313. What the hell?
Yeah, when were we ordering these? At like 260s or something like that?
We ordered these at $240 because we chopped a little on top for shipping the stuff back to them safely, because we want to make sure that if we pull a $200 card that we've got a little extra packaging for that. But yeah, these have gone up almost $60 to $80 since we were pre-ordering them. Aldo, if you're in chat, Aldo happened to be the last patron to get in on it. He bought the last box, and it was everybody paid $260 all in. I'll tell you that. Everybody paid $260 all in, and I think Aldo sent his money over last night or night before. Yeah. So,
Russell with the $5 super chat said, "What do you guys think the last 4 mythics will be? By my count, there will be 2 white cards and 1 multicolored card and 1 artifact." So what we'll do is we'll take a look more closely. There's a nice spreadsheet on Scryfall that we can look at that got shared around in the Discord, and we could kind of speculate based on because it's alphabetical and that kind of thing. So we could take a look more closely at that later, but I'm not entirely sure. I've just been keeping up with the spoilers daily, and there's a lot of good stuff. There's there's a lot of bad stuff.
Joe My Edge, you know, in season 1 of Arrested Development, Tobias is auditioning for that thing, and he goes, "Fire sale! There's a fire sale on good," and they're like, "I don't think you have to say it like that." Anyway, look, to just kind of bottom line this one, it is wild to me that not only are they putting out a product that is overall really good, even since my initial opinion of wow, these mythics are awesome, wow, the rares suck, it has sort of normalized because we have seen a lot more stuff. They really did not blow their entire load at the beginning of spoiler season. I think they've done a pretty good job of being
that
like,
was a
oh
good
my
improvement.
God.
That was definitely
Agreed,
a good improvement.
Man. I mean, seeing Mana Drain, like
Mana Drain came late as fuck.
That's
dude.
what I'm saying.
Like,
I'm like, oh
so
my
late.
God, we're still getting hits. I'm loving how they're doing this preview season. I'm loving this set so far. But if you're gonna have a product like this, especially to come in behind your not Commander Legends Baldur's Gate set and sort of back clean up, you got to make it available. This is just, it's very tough to justify the prices that, like you said, LGSs are and should bump this stuff up to. Amazon, I'm blaming it on LGSs. Look at this website right here. It's right here. We were buying these for $100 less almost a day or two ago, but they know that it's just that time of year and it's 2022 and supply chain can be said for anything and they can charge what they want.
Yeah, I mean, the lowest that I'm finding, Double Masters 2022 draft boxes now. And keep in mind, these don't even have the box topper like the original product.
Right.
The lowest I'm finding them for right now is 300, and that's before you're going to be taxed. So these boxes are going to end up being like $340. These are already going up to like $20 a pack here. I don't know why you make it like why as Wizards of the Coast do you not anticipate a lot of demand for this? Why would you like?
That's what I'm thinking. It's got to be something else.
I just don't understand how they don't put it on the same pedestal as like Modern Horizons 2. Like Modern Horizons 2 was chock full of great cards as well. You got Ragavan, you got all the fetches, you got Urza opportunity in these packs as well, and these collector boosters. You have all of the good stuff for Modern Horizons 1, Prismatic Vista, Force of Vigor, Archmage's Charm, among many other cards that we don't even need to get into. Esper Sentinel was in that set. Why would you, if you're printing Imperial Seal for the first time, you're like, here we go. We're going to do the reprint of Imperial Seal. Why would you not want to absolutely bank as much as you could on that? Like, I just don't understand. Like, as a business, like, if I were Hasbro, and I say this as somebody who watches the stock market daily, right? If I was Hasbro, why would I not want to try to soak all of that equity? Like, what? I just don't understand the thought process. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to have product there that is going to satiate the demand. It honestly makes me think that it's just like fucking idiots running the ship over there. And I hate to be so blunt like that, but it's like, I don't understand it. I just, as somebody, if I were a shareholder, if I were on the board and I were like, all right, we got Magic the Gathering coming in later. We got Wizards of the Coast. These guys have a new set coming out. You know, they have all of these like expensive sought after cards. I don't know how no one over there would realize, hey, don't you think this will sell like hotcakes and it could sit in a warehouse, worst case scenario, until demand builds for it again and we're able to, shovel it out there to the masses? It's not like the demand for the product's going to go down the less there is of it.
No,
the demand will go up. So why wouldn't you want just a massive warehouse filled with it?
I think that the thought that they don't understand how demanded this product would be, I think that's just that's impossible to square in my brain. They have to know that. But I think that there could be two things that are possible explanations, and that's one, they're increasing the scarcity of this on purpose to keep some of these cards down so that they do maintain a certain amount of equity, hoping that some of the market will absorb the singles and then some of the prices will go down, but not a ton because it wasn't super available. And a lot of people are just, there's a certain amount of it that's just buying and holding for long-term collecting, etc. Or two, there are legitimate like distribution printing problems and they are unable to get it done. I mean, for WotC, this seems like the biggest money-making opportunity.
Okay. Like hypothetical printing problems. Let's dive into that. Like, what is that? We walk in, we roll the dice. Shit, guys, half the printers aren't working today.
Yeah, and it's like they did for Baldur's Gate. What happened?
Yeah, I'm just like thinking, if you have printer problems, you should probably send some engineers over there to investigate the printing problems. Like, I would be like, you know what, guys, every time we go into a new set, we have problems at the printers. Do you think we should send somebody over to check out the printers, maybe crack them open and see if they're working well? Like they'll take over a screwdriver and just unscrew and be like, what's going on with the gosh darn printers?
I want somebody walking up with a stethoscope, putting it up to and being like, oh yes, I'm hearing the noises we need to hear. That's what I was hoping for.
This printer here is so sick. This printer here is on its last legs. What's wrong with that printer? That's a brand new printer. It's not motivated. This printer isn't motivated, and this is going to cause stock issues. It's like they have a bunch of snowflake printers over there. I don't know.
Look,
I don't know what it is.
I just found somebody in chat clued me into this. I just found collector booster boxes on Card Kingdom for 260. I put it says available 20 on the site. I put all 20 in my cart to see if it was going to be like limit 2 or anything like that. It didn't. But then it could stop me at the checkout step right before you put your credit card all the way through. But if anybody wants me to buy these 20, it's $5,200. Go ahead and Venmo me that and I'll send them out to you. But I think that's enough talking about Double Masters 22. Let's move on to Dominaria United. The previews for Dominaria United begin right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh God, I was like, I don't know anything about this set.
I like that joke was realistic enough that you were like, oh my God, did Dominaria United start and I just missed it?
Oh God. Let's hit this $5 super chat here from Russell. Says, I got me a case of collector's boxes for $1,800 and I think they're holding back a second wave for the holidays. Possibly. I imagine that at some point there will be more that makes it into the market. I just have to believe that maybe some of this is some forced scarcity. It is all very frustrating because I haven't even had an opportunity to buy one of the regular draft boxes. I saw them on Amazon for like $250 the other day. I was like, they'll probably sit at that. And you know what? Yeah. Maybe I should have jumped on it, and that's on me. But it's a little bit frustrating to think that you're going to make such a powerful product that clearly people want. Commander's the lifeblood of this game. There's other formats like Modern that give eternal playability to some older cards and stuff like that. But truly, Commander is where the player base is, and it's also where a lot of the money is in this game. And when you're spending a lot of money on your hobby, you have to think, well, I want my cards to be worth something. I see a lot of people out there that are saying, keep in mind, they don't want to hurt the secondary price of these cards too much. And I do get that. But if you want to invest in MTG, then buy reserve list cards. Those aren't going to be printed again. And the price of them typically goes up. I know there's nothing fun and exciting about, you know exactly what you're buying. You're like, well, I vetted it out. I'm getting a Tundra. I know it's a Tundra. It's lightly played. Comes from a reputable seller. I know you're not going to be tearing open the Tundra expecting, what am I going to pull? But you know what you're getting. You're getting a very expensive card that's the cornerstone of a collection that's likely going to go up in price the longer you hold it. You can play it in a deck. It's a dual land with no drawback. You know exactly what it is. I know that it's fun to open cards like these, but you have to think, do you want Wizards of the Coast to reprint cards that aren't on the reserve list? I know that I do. I like seeing the new art. I like the variants on these. There's a different... there's old Magic and there's new Magic. There's the pre-variant era, and then there's the variant era.
There's
the foil era.
Yo, there's places for me to pick up. There's places for everybody to pick up stuff that they didn't have yet. Food chain was spoiled. I don't own a food chain yet. This is going to be the best opportunity that I've ever had to get a copy of food chain at the best possible price, and it'll be a brand new copy. Possibly a variant, possibly a foil etched, possibly a borderless. You know what I'm saying? But I will say, wrapping it all the way back around to Ben talking about it on Star City's Twitter, or his Twitter. He works for Star City. These variants, he also tweeted this, these variants are going to be rarer if there are fewer cards. Some of these like textured foils are going to be pseudo lottery-ish cards. I mean, we're talking very, very low print run.
And that's a 3% chance in a collector booster, which is already a $60 to $70 pack, you know?
Right, so, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Right, yeah. David Howell had a $5 super chat. Thank you for that super chat. This is going to tank the value on a lot of cards. So while everyone is happy to see them, just don't be mad when they drop from 30 to 9. Well, I'll say something about that, because I remember when Ultimate Masters came out, and I grabbed a Phyrexian Altar foil for $25. And now that foil has appreciated to like $150, $120 to like $150. So it's going to be a great time to get cards that are ultimately going to all get soaked up. I mean, especially if the print run on this product is super low, then expect singles to get soaked up. You're going to have a nice opportunity to buy the dip. Like, there's going to be a really nice dip there for a little while people are opening this product in droves.
Traditionally, because we don't know how this is going to operate. This set already feels a little different from anything I've ever seen, and we've been covering Magic intimately since like Aether Revolt, and we've been playing it since forever. And so this one's just already operating a little bit differently than what I've ever seen. So yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Wait for that dip, 3 weeks, 6 weeks window. Start watching our short shelf. Honestly, that's the best place that you could look, unless you want to go to MTG Stocks, which is where we get our information. Start watching our short shelf about 3 to 6 weeks after Double Masters comes out, and I promise you, so-and-so's at an all-time low. So-and-so's dipped down to a great pickup. We are gonna start making those shorts.
Yeah, I would say
about where it
yeah,
lands.
I would say like a lot of the baseline copies of cards are going to be really affordable.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Not the one that's like whatever alternate art. No. Maybe not the one with like the blacked out.
Well, that's what happened with Modern Horizons 2. Modern Horizons 2 was super fantastic for driving down base level copies. Mostly talking about fetch lands, and it's a bang drum that we bang all the time. But buy fetch lands now; they're still low. The base copies, because there were so many variants, and hopefully Double Masters acts the same.
Yeah, David Howell with the $2 super chat says OG Imperial Seal is 1,700, so add 6 variations. And then again with another $2 super chat. Thank you, David. This is going to be a massive print run. So, David, you think that the scarcity here is some manufactured scarcity? They're trying to drive FOMO, and you think that there's just a huge chunk of product waiting in the wings? That's what I decipher from that, because, you know, there's part of me that's like tinfoil hat. Yeah, it's complete artificial scarcity and they have a massive amount of it. We have 469 people watching. I would love to get to that number in likes, or at least get to 169 likes. We got a ton of people watching. Can you help us get to 169 likes? Let's boost the visibility of the stream just a little bit here.
On that preview stream, Jake, chat freaked out when we got to 669. I was like, oh, we're going to turn off the stream. But then the stream turned itself off because my internet crashed that day. Hooray!
Oh, that's all right. That's how it happens sometimes, right?
That's exactly how it happens. All right, I'm pulling up the information. Next, let's talk about that advertisement wording from the first time around.
We should.
And I've also got the collecting article up from Wizards, because I think it answers the question. So we won't go too far into the speculation until we read this, and then we can speculate like crazy and see what we can figure out here with chat. Let me swap
I am
over.
trying to find, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, so I have the back of the box here of the original Double Masters VIP. All right.
Is it a website? Can you send me the picture or tell me where it's at and I'll pull it up?
It is. It's on gradedpower.com and you need to like zoom in. Here, I'll send it to you in Discord here.
What was it, chat? Like a CV code that you had? What do I Google here?
What, UPC?
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's our video. David with the $4.99 super chat says, yes, it definitely is. The extra variation of each card even adds more. So yes, some retro frame foils are great, but retro frame etched foil is lower.
Okay, so here's a copy of the
you found that on Reddit.
Response.
This is
yeah.
Yep.
The letter that everybody got.
But let's go ahead and read them. I sent you that link. Do you see that link I sent you in Discord?
Hang on, yeah, I can.
Isn't that what you wanted so you could see the...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I just got to close your picture for a second and pull it up. We got it, though.
All right. So, essentially, you got to look at the back of the box here. It's right there. And I don't know, we need to, like, zoom in. But the verbiage is there.
Whoa!
There it is. 2 rares, 2 foil rares, or mythics. That was it. That was the big problem right there under Mana Crypt.
2 foil rares or mythics. So, okay, chat. If you're not familiar, Double Masters VIP Edition had a sort of false promise on here. Like Jake pointed
foil
out.
Borderless rares or mythics. They made you believe, because of the way it's written,
there could be
that
2.
you could get 2 mythics.
2 mythics in this special box. It turned out that you could not get 2 mythics in this box. Now, that prompted Wizards, when outcry happened, to send this email to people who reached out to them and said, hey, this is false advertising. You can't actually get 2 mythic box toppers in the VIP packs. They said, dear customer, thank you for contacting us. We value all input and take your feedback seriously. We're sorry. We're grateful for your business, though. We want to offer you a regular Double Masters booster for each valid Double Masters VIP Edition UPC code you mail into us. So they set this precedent where you're going to get a free pack if you got the VIP pack, and you could send them to UPC code because they had false advertising. They were like, yeah, we gotta get out of hot water on this one. So
to make this completely clear for chat, for anybody who might be a little bit in the dark here, it seemed like when you open that pack, based on the way you read this, that you could have, in theory, had a pack that was Mana Crypt, Force of Will. And what we learned is that it was never, ever possible to get 4 mythics in one of these packs. The best you could ever do was 2 rares and 2 mythics. And so because they made you believe you could get foil borderless rares or mythics, meaning you could get a pack with, the borderless foil Mana Crypt, and then right behind it, the borderless foil Force of Will, that was not the case. Those packs did not exist, and they never would exist. And so simply by making those words plural on the back of this box, it led to hot water. And now we have this new situation where we have a similar thing going on.
We haven't seen it on the box, but we have seen advertisements. Right. People started sending me this in Discord a few days ago, tagging me and Jake a lot in Discord, saying, look at this, y'all. Get double the shiny and double the strong with 2 borderless rares and mythic cards in every pack. 2 borderless rares or 2 borderless mythics is how that sentence reads. This is wild speculation based on an ad, but surely they wouldn't be making this mistake again. And surely they've clarified. Well, it turns out I think they have. Jake, this is new information for Jake that I'm sharing because I was just sort of poking around the internet earlier trying to figure this out. Side note, shout out to D Hammer, said he sent in 16 UPCs and got 16 packs thanks to Jake's video. Hell yeah, that's pretty sick. So
I actually sent in, and it was funny. I sent in maybe, I think, like 16 myself. I got 16 packs. The best card I pulled in those 16 packs was a Wound Reflection. It was brutal. But that said, we are going to talk about this, though, because there is something here.
The full contents of a Double Masters 22 collector booster. We're going to skip past commons and uncommons. Here we go. This is where we're starting. 1, traditional foil rare or mythic rare. So that could be a mythic. 1, non-foil borderless rare or mythic rare. Okay. 2. 3, 1 foil etched rare or mythic rare. Okay. And then last spot, traditional foil borderless rare or mythic rare, or 1 textured foil mythic rare. So am I correct in reading this? And it's kind of wild that I haven't looked at this up to this point, and this is just dawning on us today. But sure, could you open a 4 mythic collector booster pack? And if you can do that, doesn't that make that a little more valuable?
All right, so this kind of like depends. It's like part of me thinks that each of those slots operates as its own independent kind of,
the way this is written, yeah, for sure,
thing. Is like you could in theory get 4 mythics, or the way that this is actually going to play out is that as soon as you hit a mythic in one, it's going to cancel out the slot in another. So what it's going to do is like, you could hit a mythic in any one of those 4 slots, but say, when we actually start opening the packs, we see, you get a mythic in this slot, then you're not going to get a mythic in this slot. It's going to end up being a rare in this other slot. So I don't know. Time will tell on this. For the collector booster, if you have this super expensive collector booster, I would think that you would probably want to be as explicit as possible. If it actually ended up being, the way that I was saying, the second option, which is there isn't an opportunity to pull 4 mythics, then I would say you would probably want to put that somewhere on this page and let people know that the maximum mythics you could pull in a single collector booster is 2, right, or something like that.
Or just, the odds, you did the printing, so you could tell us the math just straight up. If you're going to be doing loot box gambling with us, at least let us know, oh man, we opened 4 mythics in this pack. We hit a 0.08% chance, whatever it is. Right here it says each Double Masters 22 collector booster contains 2 rare or mythic rare borderless cards. One is non-foil and one is traditional foil or textured foil. So again, the way this sentence reads, and surely they couldn't do it again and make the same mistake again, especially in so many multiple places. Surely this means that we could get, if we take out the phrase with or, each Double Masters 22 collector booster contains 2 mythic rare borderless cards.
Yeah, the way that I feel about this here is it's just going to make the most sense for these packs to be able to have 4 mythics at the top end. I think that would eliminate any sort of like weird muddy water.
Because there's going to be good packs and bad packs, y'all. There's absolutely going to be good and bad packs. When we've been selling these boxes, Jake and I go, thank you for sponsoring. Good luck, dude. We are only wishing the best of luck. But everybody knows that there are going to be good packs and bad packs. But I agree kind of with what you're saying, man. If they are going to charge this much for a premium set, have all this premium shit, then give us multiple shots in one pack. Especially if your booster boxes are just going to be 4 freaking packs. That's 16 shots at a mythic.
It actually reminds me of it was like one of the first times that I saw this was in thank you Dual Brain MTG for the $2 super chat. Yo, what up guys? This set is madness. It really is. This kind of reminds me of baseball cards, basketball cards. Yes. I don't know if you've been in the shop where you see like the literal 4-pack of baseball cards, and it costs like $120 for the pack.
I've bought some
You're
of those
opening
before.
A pack that's like 60 cards in the one pack.
Yep.
And so that's kind of like what Double Masters VIP was. You just got a fat stack of cards inside of this little box, and it just reminds me of that. Now we have the 4-pack again. It's a variation because since Double Masters 1, we've come into collector boosters, and we know that that's kind of like where we want to live as MTG collectors, or at least as Wizards of the Coast in their design. They want to have collector boosters. It goes alongside the product. I get it. I think that collector boosters are a good name. I think that it's a fine product. But yeah, if these packs come out and they're like feels bad packs, you know, who knows? If you're buying like a stray pack and it's like Fiery Justice, Bring to Light, and you know, you do hit a mythic, but it ends up being I don't know, maybe at best the Dragon Lord Dramoka or something like that, or maybe you pull like the
Pyromancer,
Rowdy Crew or something. I mean, Pyromancer's pretty good, but
As Foretold.
Yeah, like As Foretold or a Divine Visitation or whatever. You know, it's gambling. Straight up, 100%.
Crap.
If you're buying a $70 pack, $80 pack, you're going on a gamble, and that goes for any of these old sets. You know, if you were to buy an old Urza pack, the chances of you hitting, you know, like say the Grim Monolith are so astronomically low, and you're paying an insane price for that booster pack. Just, you know, you should just keep it sealed. To be completely honest, I mean,
yeah,
that's what you should do.
Little side note, I want to talk about textured foils, but little side note, B-Rad is in chat right now. B-Rad is one of our sponsors for Collector Booster Double Masters 22, and just goes, holy hell, how did I not know the Collector Booster box only has 4 packs? Jesus, bro, I hope I hope you're making a joke, man, because it's 4 packs. We're hoping
we got you, B-Rad. We got you, bro. we got you good.
We are hoping that what we are discerning today with Scooby-Doo and the mystery machine here is that you have got 16 shots at some of these mythics, and there are some premium mythics in this set. I'm just hoping that you did know that there were 4 packs in that. We're gonna foil quest it. That's why Jake's doing the opening. We're foil questing the hell out of this.
We're gonna do a ton of boxes. I think we're gonna open 9 over here, right?
Time. Yep, we got 9 boxes of this to open. As soon as this set comes out, we'll be doing just a super stream of Jake opening up 9 of these collector booster boxes. That comes to 36 packs.
Yeah, it'll be like doing a whole booster box full of collector boosters. It'll be fun. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to find that. MTG Gaming Bob with the $4.20 super chat. Very nice. Please compare VIP contents to Double Masters 2022 collector packs. I mean, that's essentially what we just did, right? Elaborate a little bit, MTG Gaming Bob, if there's something
I think I know what you're asking. I think I've got some comparison numbers from a very helpful member of our Discord. Real quick before we move away from the contents of a collector booster in this set. B-Rad, I see you that you did not know it was only 4 packs. Look, D-Hammer
Rory
said
says safety meeting between every single pack. Probably so, if I can survive.
D-Hammer actually is our sponsor who bought 2 of the boxes that we are going to be opening on stream, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I mean, you guys, everybody just hold your breath, you know, wide up. Make sure you got your juice, and it's going to be a rad time. Real quick, I do want to talk about texture foils because we have only got 5 borderless mythics. There are only 5 borderless mythics that have this special textured version. So we're only going to get 5 different possibilities for that textured foil. I'm going to sort this by set number if Scryfall is working. Because if we do it by set number descending, those are supposed to have the highest set numbers, I believe. These etched ones. Oh, here we go. Okay, so it's Ulamog, Kozilek, Emrakul, Renin 6, and Liliana. Jake, on these textured foils, these 3 Eldrazi being 5 of your textured foils, 5 of the only types of this card currently in MTG existence, I really feel like these 3 are going to hold a premium over the rest of them. And I think that out of all of them, you're not going to see the highest price out of Emrakul because it's banned in Commander. But you've got Kozilek and Ulamog that are both playable in Commander. So, I mean, depending on which one y'all think of these is better, I'm thinking that one of the highest price cards in this, outside of the like super premium, like Imperial Seal level reprints here, the most premium version of those, wouldn't you think that Ulamog or Kozilek in the textured are going to be your most favorable? Obviously, Renin 6 is a 4 of in the decks that it's played in, but I don't think the players that want to play for Renin 6 are going to be seeking out textured foils to play. Which of these 5 do you think is going to be the most expensive? Do you think I'm on?
I mean, if it were Liliana of the Veil and not Liliana of the Last Hope, probably that.
Oh, dude, if it was Veil,
I think that Renin 6.
Oh my god.
Renin 6 is good, but I don't know. Probably Kozilek. Kozilek is pretty sweet. It's a nice one of sideboard card in some modern decks as well. It's hard to tell. I think any of the textured foils are probably going to be good. I would have to assume.
Oh yeah, these are the most premium of the premiums. So you're 100% right. I'm just trying to figure out where we think the tip top of this set is gonna lie as far as like our most desirable 5 cards. Obviously if we sort these by price, it's not going to be super accurate yet, but I mean, you're looking at, oh yeah, why is Abzan Falconer, wait, is this by, oh no, it's by set number again. It's like, what the, you think Abzan is the most expensive? Yeah, so you've got your, right, exactly. So this is where it's kind of falling.
Like maybe do we get a textured Mana Vault or something like that? Do we know if we're getting that?
Yeah, no, those are the 5. Those 5 textured foils are all we're getting in the textured foils. According to this
Then all of those are going to be expensive, in my opinion.
5 borderless mythic rares have a special textured foil version.
Yeah, so those are the chase cards. Those are essentially the masterpiece cards.
For sure. And right now, looking at this, just to answer my question with the current pre-sale prices, your 8th most expensive card in the set is your foil textured Emrakul. Your first is your foil etched Renin 6, then regular Imperial Seal, then foil etched Mana Vault, foil etched Dockside, borderless Mana Vault, borderless
That Imperial
Dockside.
Seal is so overpriced.
Dude,
it's
that
insanely
Imperial Seal
overpriced.
is so overpriced. Do not
It's
buy
massively
Imperial Seal
overpriced.
pre-order, homies. If we can say anything. But, that's kind
I
of our
haven't even
thoughts.
thought about FOMOing out and buying that card yet. Like, it hasn't even been on my radar, dude.
Good.
Like, Imperial Seal is spoiled, and it isn't even on my radar. I am waiting for, the Grim Tutor effect. And I know Grim Tutor came out of a core set, much more affordable set. And we just saw Grim Tutor after Grim Tutor and collector boosters. But Imperial Seal, like, I'm not even worried about it. Not even close.
Well, that's kind of our thoughts on the collector booster inclusions, y'all. Look out for our opening video. We are going to have a kick-ass stream of opening 9 of these collector boxes and probably a draft box or 2 at some point. I think we have some of those coming our way as well. So we'll definitely be opening some Double Masters 22 on the channel. Make sure you're subscribed so you see that stream when it goes live.
Yes, and everybody who's hanging out right now, thank you so much for spending your time with us. Thanks for dropping in on this stream, for putting up with me. I got the COVID right now, so I'm just trying to not cough and not sound like I'm dying. But yeah, we appreciate everybody hanging out. We also got some super chats on the stream so far, so thank you so much for those. That goes a long way in helping out the channel too. So we just want to let you all know that we do appreciate you very much.
100%. And I saw Derek Schneider, Drampian, Tom V, Justin Best. I can't pronounce that. Quet. I'm hoping I didn't just curse in a different language. Thank you for subscribing.
Yes, thank you all so much for hanging out. Are the textured foils only available in collector boosters?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
is that true? You 100%. Can't find them at all, even as like a super only collector. Okay.
Let me go back down here. Texture foils. Texture foils are exclusive to Double Masters 22 collector boosters. 3%.
So you gotta bet max. You gotta bet max.
3% of collector boosters contain a textured foil mythic rare. The texture foiling is quite distinctive. So look, I mean,
I don't even think people are going to play these. If I pulled one of these, it would go in a sleeve and then out for grading.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to slab this. I mean, look, the point is that I think this time they've done a pretty good job of being very straightforward with the inclusions of their packs, because they did not want to run into another debacle, even though, as I said, a lot of people sent us this ad that is just sort of amorphous about it. But they can say this sentence if they're already guaranteeing that there could be 2 or more mythics in a pack. I think it's acceptable to advertise like this as long as
like if those,
you're being upfront about it.
Here's the thing. If we end up opening regular Double Masters boxes and it's just like borderless cards all over the place, I think that's going to be a great time, you know? Like that's going to give so much value to that product that we didn't even think about. So we'll see how much the etched cards appear. We'll see how much the borderless cards appear in the regular draft box. I'm actually really excited. We do have Keto Investor. I don't know, Keto, are you hanging out? But Keto did send over 2 boxes of regular Double Masters that we're going to be, or the draft boxes that we're going to be opening up over here as well. I see a lot of folks talking about Imperial Seal's price. And I think Imperial Seal will probably end up around $100, and I'm fine with $100 magic card.
I want to do.
I really am.
That's one of the. You know, I sent you that list of the single cards as an idea. That was more aimed at like, where will Imperial Seal end up? Where will Dockside end up? And that was pretty much the only ideas I had. So I think we could do a nice little segment on Imperial Seal if you want to. I'll pull up the MTG stocks on those. What is the math on 3% of collector boosters? So how many collector boosters do we need in this sample size? Math people, need your help. 3%. So out of 100, we get 3. So out of 33, we get 1. Am I doing that right?
Essentially.
So 33 packs of this roughly. Damn. We're going to open 36 on the channel, baby. What's up? We do math unintentionally.
I'm going to predict we get like 3. I'm going to predict we get 3.
That's a pretty big prediction for 3%. I would say 1.
I think so. I think we'll probably hit like 3 of them. I think they might show up a little bit more than people are expecting. But, you know, if they've disclosed the rates, they say it's 3%. You know, maybe it's the kind of thing where it really is just going to be super duper.
Honestly, I would say if we were a casino, we would set the over under on our Foil Quest stream where we're opening up 36 packs of this. We're going to set the over under at 1. And so everybody's got to bet the over under at 1, because if we get 2, that's wild, man. We'll probably get 1, but if we get 0, that would be a good bet too. I don't know, man. 3%, that is low. These are going to be so rare. Okay, Jake, we're gonna drop that 3% on the fact that they aren't printing enough of these for some stupid reason, and then we're gonna dump on top of that every collector pack costs an arm and a leg, so not everybody is even going to ever open one of these. God, it's
this product is gonna price probably more than 50% of MTG players out out the gate.
Well, can you imagine this coming out when we were in college? Like, we wouldn't have had enough money for this. There's no fucking way. way.
I would have been like, wait, I could buy 1 collector pack, or I'm like $30 away from a box that I could probably throw in with friends, and then we're gonna open multiple packs and get a bunch of extra cards.
Bro, as a college student, $30, you can go get you 4 or 5 days of food if you're shopping right.
Right. I mean, or we would be thinking about, no, $70. We're probably going to go ahead and get some booze among other things and just hang out.
Exactly. 36. Oh my God. Yeah, dude, you can go get a 30 pack of any crap beer and play beer pong literally all night.
Right. So, from that perspective, if these packs are like, $70, $80, and MTG Gaming Bob did bring that up earlier. These are going to be less expensive than the Double Masters VIP packs were right out the gate.
Yep.
If I recall, the Double Masters VIP packs right out the gate were like 90, and then they crept up quickly after that. So these are going to be less expensive. We know what we're getting. At least we have a pretty good understanding of what we're getting. there's a little bit of FOMO. I'll be honest. I have a little bit of FOMO over the product. There are a lot of really fun cards, really good variants.
Yeah.
But also, I am going to be like a monster looking for singles.
Yeah. And I just hope that they exist. I hope that they are there. Okay, so real quick, I want to swap back real fast. Jake, I'm going to lower your picture for just a minute. You can feel free to keep talking. I want to see if... Yeah, okay, so we've got comparisons to XM pre-release pricing. Okay, so, y'all, Discord member Spectre 380. Spectre 380, if you're hanging out, DM me what you want me to shout out. I know we kind of talked about that, but didn't really finish that conversation. I want to pull up this spreadsheet. So Spectre has sort of hooked us up here. We've got Double Masters 22 EVs. We've got Double Masters EVs. Pricing from May 20. We got Battle for Baldur's Gate, because I was like, hey, I want to see a comparison of the price for that, as well as just a lull. So we're looking at the comparisons here of your average EV 2x2 versus collector booster. Let me swap back over here.
Yeah, dude, I'm on Amazon looking at Double Masters box prices, and it is just, the draft boxes are at $369.45 over here. It's an insane uptick in price. It's insane. Drives me crazy.
Our mythic average EV for Double Masters 22. Again, big shout out to Alex coming through, helping us with this. Alex, sorry, I just popped your name up on there. Big shout out to Spectre in Discord for helping us with this. Double Masters 22 at our mythic slot right now. Our average expected value of pulling a mythic is like $35. With our low at being a $3 mythic and our high at being a $356 mythic. You got your rares average EV slot is $7, with your current low being 13-cent rares and your high being 50
Fiery
rares.
Justice.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you look at the Double Masters 20 pricing, Double Masters 1 from 2020 pricing, your average EV of your mythic slot, pretty comparable. 35. Yeah. You know, we've got roughly the whole set spoiled. We're at or over 80% on both of it. So you've got your average EV of $35 for Double Masters 22 at Mythic, and your average EV of Mythics for Double Masters at $34. But your rares are 50 cents more on your average EV.
Yeah.
And so it shows you what that slot has shown so far. I really need a math person to come and explain this sheet to me.
Oh no, I mean it's pretty straightforward. I see what's going on here, and it helps us get a good idea of what, you know, what we're getting into a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Spectre on this. This is great, you know, keeping us kind of informed here. I think that it's pretty calculated. You know, the mythic average EV in both sets is pretty comparable. Hell, even the rare average EV, it's a little bit under, but it's also comparable. That means that when you buy a pack, you know, your average pack price, if you pull a rare, is going to be about $7.34. Now you could pull the Phyrexian Altar, which is going to end up being like $49. Or, you know, if you do pull a mythic, you know, at 90% low, I mean, that's tough, right? Like, you don't want to pull, what is that, Lord of Extinction? What's the 90-cent mythic? Oh my God.
Yeah, it's kind of wild
think
to
of
me
what that would be.
You could get a Lord of Extinction in this. Let me see. Spec.
We've got 269 likes, chat. We got 539 people watching. Do you think that we could go 100 more likes? Do you think we could get to 369? That'd be wild. Spectre says I'll hop on a call. No big deal.
Yeah, Spectre, I'm going to pull you in real fast. If you just kind of want to give us the 2-minute version of this sheet, because I know that a lot of people were looking at this in the Discord earlier today. I just sent you a friend invite there, Spectre. A lot of people in the Discord were looking at this sheet that Spectre's been keeping during the day, and I asked him, I was like, well, how does this compare to original Double Masters? Because it'd be very interesting to see exactly where we're at with that. So Spectre, I'm gonna bring you in on voice on this. Viz, I'm gonna put your camera back up.
It's fine.
Spectre, you there?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, absolutely, we can.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
So if you could, in the non-stumbling way that I definitely would and did go through this, if you could just hit the highlights of our Double Masters 22 expected value versus our Double Masters 1 expected value.
We may want to pump up his volume a little bit too, so chat can hear him if we want to bring up desktop volume.
You guys are on the money when it comes to the EV. Those numbers are pretty comparable. The issue or the thing that's different about this set is that the median is much, much lower. And so you're seeing a much higher variance. So if you open a ton of packs, you're going to hit that EV a lot more often. If you're only opening a couple of packs, you know, it's basically gambling. You're either going to hit big or you're going to not.
When you have to think that a lot of younger players or just people who don't want to spend a ton of money on this are going to go, all right, cool, I'll buy one pack. I'll see what I can get. You know, it's like you said, it's a gamble. But here versus what you see in the original set, gambling's not going to pay off as often.
Exactly, yeah. You know, with you guys opening, 36 packs or something coming up, you've got a higher chance to spread that out, and you're probably going to get closer to the average than someone.
Oh, nice. So you're promising that all of the patrons who sponsored are going to get awesome cards. You heard it here first, patrons. Mm-hmm. You heard it here first.
That's all we needed. That's
just
all
like
we needed.
Just like VIP packs, baby.
Get them, everybody.
That's what we're promising here.
If you don't get good cards, you can direct your argument. You can go get mad at Spectre. This actually, it's kind of funny to look at the average EV, just because earlier we were talking about Commander Legends having 0 reprints and really nothing to do with Commander Legends whatsoever. It was mostly just Battle for Baldur's Gate, which I think we'd have no complaints if they had just called it that. And obviously we're working in 2 different arenas here with booster pack price. But you've got this, we don't have a price here for CL booster packs, but I mean, your expected value in these 2 packs are insane.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the rares really plummeted in Battles for Baldur's Gate. I mean, the average being $3, the median being $1. Like, a lot of that got driven down.
Yeah, it really did. And yeah, you're looking at the median here. You've got $4 versus $3 in this new one.
Yeah, and that's huge when there's only a high of $30 maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're looking at a high of $38, and this is May 20 price, right? This is not your current price on your rares.
So yeah, some of the other Discord guys are doing it, but all the pricing was pre the set releasing. That way we could be as true to all these snapshots as we could.
Yeah, that's what you want to do with this kind of thing, is look apples to apples at these pre-order prices, because we all know, and we cover it, Jake and I say it once a week, I feel like, in a short or a video or stream, don't pre-order stuff because all these prices are dumb. But it does give you sort of a idea of the hype level of the set, how well Wizards is doing with the hype level of the set, especially for a set like this that is supposed to be sold almost completely on its hype, right? That's why this set exists.
Oh, you know what? Actually, chat is saying that the camera's blocking the very bottom, so maybe just for a second on this scene, so that people can see just the sheet. Maybe we do hide our picture on these, just so that folks can look at the bottom left and bottom right if they want to. I wasn't thinking about that, so thank you, ESCA. I know that there is a little bit of more information on there. If you want to go ahead and screenshot that.
Anything
Sorry,
else?
yeah, trying to just keep up with chat here.
And
Oh,
these numbers-
yeah, if we can scroll down, that works as well.
There you go.
These
I got
numbers
you.
are pretty nice for Baldur's Gate too. Everything has plummeted past this May pricing.
Right, yeah, this is pre-order pricing for Baldur's Gate. I'm assuming with how many stores we're seeing, especially online, just being like 75% pricing for Commander Legends Baldur's Gate boxes. Please buy these. We over purchased. I'm sure that some of these cards, I mean, the prices here have just tanked.
Yeah, I went ahead and I did a poll about the stimulus. So if you do want to answer on there anonymously whether you spent stimulus money on MTG, go ahead and jump in that poll that we got going on right now.
Spectre, will you explain to me this comparison section over here? I don't think I'm fully understanding why these are negatives.
So that's comparing what the median price of Double Masters 22 is to the median price of Double Masters the original. So that's 2x2 versus 2xm.
Got you. So we're in the red in every category except for your mythics, which we kind of realize is almost squarely on Imperial Seal's shoulders.
Correct. Yeah. And that coming down, Saffron Olive, the MTG Goldfish guy, he's doing comparisons as well. And he's doing a little more rounding, but if you were to put zeros in right now for all the remaining cards that haven't been spoiled, even though we've got like 20% left.
Yeah.
Like this set's EV is still going to sit probably around 300 at release. So it's still going to come down, but there's value there, right? Like Wizards is dumb. They will put value in there.
Yeah.
Oh, in these last few slots? Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely. Definitely.
Well,
even with them being zeros, which they won't be.
Yeah.
So you think that the boxes right now are just kind of going through a correction based on the new information that we get daily is just, they're kind of...
I think everyone watching this was expecting this to come down very quickly. They always start the spoilers with the super hot cards, the stuff that's the chase cards, the money stuff. And then as we move through spoiler season, they spoil most of the bulk rares and stuff that's for draft and all that stuff. So with all the high-end stuff coming in, I think the EV was like at 700, but everyone knew that was going to be insane. Like they had to spoil the rest of the set. And as we've gotten most of it spoiled now, we're down in like the 400s. So, probably, in the 350, I'd say, just guessing the EV is going to look like. And then once it releases, that'll come down again.
Yeah, we really have been sort of trained over the last 2 years to see the best stuff a lot of times that a set has in the first day or second day of these preview seasons. And it has been sort of nice and shocking and different, like we said at the beginning of the stream, to get Mana Drain 5 or 6 days in, to get Food Chain 6 or 7 days in, for them just to keep dropping these really nice pieces that re-increase the hype for this set. I mean, that sentence alone sort of encapsulates a lot of what we've been talking about tonight, where this is a hype set that's supposed to be sold on its hype, and they need to do everything they can, artificial or natural, to get that hype to its absolute maximum before the boxes start getting opened and everybody can start buying singles. So it makes sense to me, the approach here. It is nice. I really think that we are having a different sort of spoiler season with this one, and I'm hoping that here at the end, like we would like 2 or 3 years ago, and I still look out for, on that like last Friday of spoilers, I'm hoping that we get that really big jump, really big like last punch. A lot of people are talking about this would be a fantastic place for Smothering Tithe to pop back up. So yeah, let's get Smothering Tithe as a big final day.
There's a Reddit post, someone commented way back when in the Magic TCG subreddit, and he has called every single hit so far on his list we've hit, including Warrior's Oath and Food.
Wait, did we get Warrior's Oath confirmed?
Yeah, that was confirmed right before we went live.
So
so the thing about Warrior's Oath, for people that don't know, that is a P3K card. And it is a card that is very expensive because of scarcity. So do expect it to get some sort of 3 visits adjustment, a big adjustment.
Yeah. So this dude called...
that is a good hit.
Yeah. This dude called Mana Drain. He called Concordant Crossroads. He called City of Brass, Warrior's Oath, Aether Vial, and Food Chain, and the last card that he called was Smothering Tithe. He's been right so far.
He's batting at that.
Right on every single one of them except Tithe at this point.
And on the Scryfall number crunch for the set numbers, Tithe can still be hit.
Wow. Oh, it can still be hit. Okay. Yeah. And is it it would be hopefully a rare, right? They're not upshifting it.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
Oh, bro, if they upshift Smothering Tithe,
that would be so stupid if they upshifted Smothering Tithe.
Admitting
wow, getting Warrior's Oath is pretty wild, not gonna lie. I did not see that.
Who can call that?
Spectre, I want to thank you for putting all this information for us together. This is very interesting to compare the first time around to this time around. I would have loved to have done this before we got into like Tuesday of this week, because I was already on Meme Central, bro. I was tweeting out digs at Wizards about the rare quality versus the mythic quality and how we're all just going to be opening Fiery Justice. So I mean, it's interesting, but I will say it's nicer what we've been seeing. This is much nicer now than it was a few days ago, so this makes me feel a little bit better about trying to open this stuff up for people.
I do see on chat, they're saying that the same guy that called Tithe and all of the previous mentioned hits also called Kolgun's command. So we'll see if that pops up as well. So that's interesting.
Spectre, any other interesting things that you saw when you were going through this, or y'all were chatting about this in Discord today?
No, I think we've covered most of it. As I said, if you're opening a bunch of this, you should have a pretty good time. If you get one, just understand that you're gambling. You might have a great time.
Yeah. Well, Spectre, we appreciate you hopping on.
We appreciate you very much popping in. Yeah,
anytime, guys.
And thanks for putting this sheet together. This is really helpful.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks.
Take care.
See ya.
Chat. That was a lot of information for your brain. Absorb it. Take it in. Tell us what you think. I want to talk about... Oh, man. What were we talking about? Oh, the crunch. I do want to cover that crunch doc that Scryfall does, because they've been doing this for a while now, and it's very interesting. Here we go. Predict reprints for this set with our Double Masters 22 name and number crunch.
Oh, yeah, and help us get to 369 likes. I know that that's super important.
Can we sort this by rarity? No. Oh. No.
Can we get the spreadsheet? If you want to jump in the Discord, I'm pretty sure the spreadsheet is floating around there somewhere.
Yeah, again, shout out to Spectre. Shout out to our community, honestly. Y'all help us make so much content. It's unbelievable. We know it sounds cheesy when we're like, we couldn't do this without you guys. But there's a lot of it that we're like, damn, we wouldn't have been able to do that without our community. See the entire Foil Quest series.
All right, so the reason we asked the stimulus question on the poll right now, we have 192 votes. It's a pretty even spread. 36% of people spent stimulus money on MTG. 33% did not, and then 31% did not receive the stimulus. So this is going to affect a little bit. You know, obviously this is a small sample size of just a stream of 500 people, but it helps us kind of get an idea. You know, that stimulus money isn't just floating around anymore. Most of it has been spent at this point. So there isn't going to be excess money really getting pumped into this new Double Master set. So we do need to just take that into account from a finance perspective. There isn't going to be a lot of extra money that's just floating around. So that was kind of the idea around that poll. If you do want to answer that poll anonymously, it is still going on, and we can check back in with it a little bit later in the stream.
They also, excuse me, Jake, they also confirmed City of Brass reprint right before we went live. I don't know if you saw that one. City of Brass.
Yes, and that is thanks to Stein for bringing that up, by the way.
You're looking at a $20 rare. I actually wish I had known that these got up to $20. I'm sitting on a ton of copies of City of Brass because this was one of the best lands in Commander when the format first came around, because it was the perfect fixing and you just didn't care about the damage. But we did see
Oh,
brass.
can you change your view for me? I'm just looking at us on Discord. Or I might need to do it.
Oh,
I
no.
don't know.
For some reason, my screen share went away. That's my bad. It must have closed when I invited somebody new to the call. Or something. I don't really know. You should be able to see it now.
Yep, I can see it now.
It hasn't uploaded on Scryfall yet, but we did see that they spoiled City of Brass. And yeah, Warrior's Oath. Let's look at our newest spoilers. Here we go. We'll look at them today. Warrior's Oath was a pretty big one here. Food Chain, obviously, huge one to see. Let's check out the economy on Food Chain. You're looking at a $50 card. It's you know, it's Legacy played, it's Commander CEDH played. It always will be CEDH played. It's just one of the top ways to win in that, by gaining infinite mana and then going off as a result of that. We did get Master of Cruelties as a mythic. I don't know if you know about the old Master of Cruelties, but this is a absolute scarcity rare here. It's just a mythic from Dragon's Maze that nobody really wanted to play or open, and you got $10 there, but that ain't gonna hold that price. That ain't gonna hold that price. We have seen a lot of our OG Commander cards getting reprinted. Kali of the Vast here. Nice.
They're gonna probably have etched versions of them as well.
All of them have etched to my memory. Etched. To my memory, it said that every rare and mythic had an etched version. Oh, here we go.
Master of Cruelties and Kali of Reprint. What a coincidence.
So
that would be fun to live the dream.
This is something to keep in mind with these foil etched, is that each of the rares and mythic rares in Double Masters 22 has a foil etched version. So literally anything at rare or higher, you can possibly get in foil etched, which is hopefully going to drive the price down of the basic copies. But you can go and get, look at this. Do you see this borderless Flicker Wisp?
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff. David with the $2 super chat says Judge Promo says Smothering Tithe won't be reprinted. You don't think so? Well, we'll see.
Concordant Crossroads.
That was a good one.
Being printed just to give the middle finger, I guess, to everybody who bought the secret layer drop specifically for the Concordant Crossroads. We need to go back.
The secret layer one is cool, but I actually like the art on the new one more.
Yeah, agreed. And you've got this version too, which if you just want to be like, I play tree.
Yeah, that just seems like it looks like a Boseiju.
Yeah, it's
honestly, I don't understand this one as much.
If you said, is this Concordant Crossroads, is this Land War Elves, or is this Explore? I'd probably be like, I don't know. I'm leaning towards Land War Elves or Explore.
Yeah. Spectral with the $2 super chat says Master of Cruelties. Am I right? Type is happening. We'll see. We will see.
We'll see. That would be a pretty sweet way to cap off this whole thing. I gotta be honest. How did chat feel about our preview? Did you guys like our commons? Hell yeah, dude, coming through with the power.
We did get the one card downshifted from uncommon to common for the very first time.
Yeah, that was
pretty
sweet.
Is cool for Pauper. You know, for Pauper players, that's a fun reveal. Yeah. It's a fun reveal.
Yeah, for
on the
sure.
Legionnaire.
This is one of my favorite ones that I've seen because I've always wanted to play Aether Vial in Modern, and this card has always been absolutely ridiculously expensive. And then what they did on top, Jake, with this borderless version, look at this art right here. Then we'll catch up. I'm looking at Dak Faden trying to steal the Aether Vial that is from the Kaladesh art. So it is Dak trying
Wait,
to...
is it really?
Specifically, look at this one. Now look at this one. Now look at this one. Now look back at me.
Oh, it
now
is.
Look at the horse.
Who did the art? Is
now
it this? Is it
me.
Greg on both?
Greg
no.
Staples
Okay.
on the new one. But you got Dak Faden. Dude, I just love this card in particular, and any card that can go this deep into the like meta of MTG, go deep into the lore, pull back some references and stuff. Having Dak stealing specifically the Kaladesh Invention Aether Vial is so sweet to me. But then a reprint of Aether Vial, period. Because I've always wanted to play Modern Aether Vial, but I've never wanted to buy 4 Aether Vials. Hopefully, I'm going to get the chance with this little baby right here, base level copy, to get my set and then go play some Modern. That could be cool.
It's a fun card. It's a fun card for aggro decks and stuff like that.
Spectral,
and I do like the flavor on that. I do like the flavor.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wildcat says it's Halloween. It's Michael Myers in the background, and you can't convince me otherwise. Okay, and back to David Howell here with the $5 super chat. David says, not in this set. Look at the other sets and decks that didn't get a card printed that was on the numbered list. And so that's referring again to Smothering Tithe. We'll see. We'll see. Obviously, chat is split. Some people think we're going to get the Tithe, and some people do not. But time will tell. Joe says, why the heck did you not get Seal? After all the shenanigans in the Commander Legend preview card, missed opportunity. Yeah, maybe in the future we'll get the next reprint of Imperial Seal. Oh, it could be Michael Myers. It very well could.
All right, chat, what do we think? Is
it
red Dak Faden's hand, and that's Dak Faden, or is it a bloody hand, and it's Mike Myers in his very first Universes Beyond appearance, trying to steal the Kaladesh Invention masterpiece?
I mean, clearly, evidence points to the latter, right?
I'm starting.
I mean, that
wonder.
is a bloody hand. This person has been murdering all day to get to that Aether Vial.
I don't know.
You think Dak Faden because of the red glove, but I've seen fingernails going right through the glove there.
Well, Dak Faden wasn't a red glove. He had a red hand.
Oh, was it just a red hand?
I think
it's not a glove.
Dak had a red hand.
See, I don't know that because I don't keep up with the lore.
It's just looking at pictures of the planeswalkers. It's not the lore.
I'm just saying, it doesn't look like a glove.
I don't think it is a glove.
I think it's a red hand.
Spectacle, thank you for joining the Token Creatures. Hey, if y'all want to join the Token Creatures, get your name highlighted, get a cool little symbol that goes in all of our live chats and on the comments of our videos, and it gives you a unique badge in our Discord actually as well.
That's true.
Hit that join button down below the picture. It's right next to the subscribe button, which if you haven't done, you can click on that first and then kind of get the lay of the land, see what you see and see how you feel about everything. But if you've been here for a while and you want to support us trying to make this our full-time job, we'd really appreciate you hitting that join button down there. You can also check out our Patreon if you want more rewards.
Laugh Entertainment says, I looked it up. It's a red hand.
It's a red hand?
I guess.
Why is Dak Faden so good? Hand red. On the plane of Alkaba, Dak got his hands on a cursed artifact, which resulted in his arrest. By the law of that society, his right hand was stained red, forever branding him a thief.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm going to search Dak Faden's
that's a lot to take in.
Dak Faden's red hand in image search and hope it's not a porn thing. Here we go. Banned off YouTube. Nope, it's not a porn thing. Thank goodness. Yeah, look at this guy. You know this art.
I always thought it was like a freaking glove that goes up his arm. David Howell with the $5 super chat again. David, thank you for the super chats today. People dropped their copies of Growing Rights of Itlimoc after they announced the Judge promo of it. I mean, oh, look it. Holy shit.
You know this art.
Well, here's the thing. I had never looked closely at this art.
Right. What I'm saying is, you know the piece. Like from a glance, you know that piece right there. That's a classic piece.
Why is he taking off the glove right now to be like, look at me, I'm a thief? It has kind of like it's like I'm getting a cocky thief vibe from this now.
I'm pretty sure that's the character he's supposed to be. Is a cocky thief. You're getting the actual
like
vibe.
I'm getting a
artist went
cocky
for.
thief vibe from Dak Faden here.
Oh my god, dude. I'm so glad that searching Dak Faden's red hand is not some weird porn thing that I wasn't aware of. And I'm so glad that we were able to unravel the mystery together of this cocky thief vibe we're getting from this dude with the double pointed goatee.
But here's my big
People
question.
come to us for lore. That's what our channel is.
How did they stain this? It's a cursed stain?
Ooh, let's find out. I bet we can find out.
Oh my goodness.
Dak
David with the
Faden's
$2
story.
super chat says growing rights under $20 for non-foil. And then Donald's with the $2 super chat says just want Lotus Petal 307 last possible slot. Lotus Petal would be a fun reprint. Lotus Petal, whenever we get it, it's either on like, did they put it on the list? I think they did.
Now, how about
but otherwise,
this?
they make it really hard to get.
Instead of reprinting Lotus Petal, they just reprint Smothering Tithe, and it can make the Lotus Petals for us.
Or, dude, how about they give us Lotus Petal at uncommon, dude? Give us Lotus Petal at uncommon.
Ooh, that would actually be very
fucking
spicy.
nuts.
That would be super spicy.
That would be so spicy.
All right, Jake. So on the Planeswalker bio page for Dak Faden, I'm not seeing specifically how Dak got the red hand. So chat, y'all and us are going to figure out. We're going to decide this today. Jake, how do you think they stained Dak Faden's hand red? Forever.
They dipped it into a volcano. Final answer.
I'm going to say that instead of a volcano, because that would melt his hand off, what if they got, what are those red circle candies that are
Volcano. Final
super
answer
hot?
is for me. What do you got?
I'm thinking the coating from the outside of those red circle candies that are spicy is all, they put them, a bunch of them in water, got all the red off, and then you have to hold your hand in that, so your hand is always kind of like stinging. Red Hots. Thank you, Sam. I think your hand is always kind of stinging, and that's part
How
of
did
the
they
punishment.
do the fingernails, though? I see in chat.
That's just fingernail paint. I mean, that's pretty clear from the picture.
I don't know. Will you at least look up what kind of red stuff will stain someone's hand for eternity? There's got to be something that exists that isn't a tattoo that will stain somebody's hand forever.
What red stuff will stain your hand?
Skin.
Your skin.
Forever.
What is the most staining color of red for the skin? Why is this a question on Quora? The most staining color of red for the skin is erythrocene, FD&C red number 3.
Healing beats, someone says, will do it.
It's a pink dye.
The dye packs from a bank. The dye packs from a bank.
I think
Clute
that
says Warrior's Oath. Cherry juice.
I don't know. Honestly,
take a tour at Chernobyl. Are we going to get a land cycle, Sushi?
No.
I don't know. I think we're just getting random shit. I think we're getting random lands.
We're not answering legitimate questions here tonight. We're talking about Dak Faden's red hand. Let's go. No,
we're trying to get to the bottom of how Dak Faden's hand is actually stained.
I'm not interested
based on science.
In legitimate financial questions. What I want to know is, was this erythromine red dye RD&C number 3? Look, this is the best content we've ever made on this channel.
You know what? Let me ask you this, chat. Let me ask you this. And also, Sushi, thank you for that $2 super chat. Let me ask you this, chat. Is it possible for us to get a land cycle at this point? Like a full cycle?
No.
I'll check back in a second. I don't think it is.
If you go,
but if it is, maybe. Who knows?
If you go and look at the number crunch on Scryfall, I'll swap over so we can look at this better.
Yeah, everybody's saying no land cycle.
So Sushi asking super chat, are we going to get a rare land cycle? I think at this point it is pretty much not even a possibility. If we look at the number crunch from Scryfall, this is from Scryfall. What they do is they put these sets in and start putting in the collector numbers here as the set is coming out, and then alphabetically and collector number wise, you know, with what's been spoiled, they can start to eliminate possibilities and start narrowing down slots. You know, some slots they've got narrowed down to an unreasonable number, almost 900. But some slots, like right here, there's only 20 other cards that this slot could be, as you can see right here. Well, these 3 and 20 more. So there's 23 total cards, which could crunch after Micaeus, could crunch before Momentary Blink. They're not on the reserve list. They're available in paper. It's legal in vintage, and the border color is not gold. So you don't have that many options here. And if we sort these by price, high to low, you've got a PTK card that's a 4-mana, destroy 1 creature at sorcery speed, give them 4 life. Terrible. You got a Mirror Sigil Sergeant, which is a $2, and it's going to go down from there. So, you know, when we're looking at that slot, we're like, oh, there's not a ton of value there. Nothing to
be mirrored entity, probably.
Right.
You know what we should look at? Let's just look at all of the rare and mythic lands that they put in this set.
Well, there you go. I'm looking at them right now. This is all of the uncommons. This is every land that we've got in this set that's a non-basic land. There's not a lot of non-basic lands in this set. We saw the bounce land cycle. We've seen some one-offs like the Forbidden Orchard, taps for mana.
We got Cavern of Souls at Mythic, which is always a good notable rare, or good notable Mythic.
Exactly, but there's only 55 cards this could be, and I actually think that this was City of Brass. I'm pretty sure we're
City of Brass just got spoiled.
Yeah, exactly. So at this point, literally every land slot has been released, and so that is confirmation that there is no rare land cycle in this. And Jake, I'll tell you, I said it before this set started spoiling. I feel like this set for me is going to hinge pretty heavily on what the rare land cycle is. I don't agree with that sentiment anymore, but it is a bummer that we didn't get one.
Yeah, I think so as well. But you know, the Forbidden Orchard is fine. City of Brass is a great card. It's needed a reprint for a while. I've wanted to pick up a couple copies of it, and it's just been creeping up. Cavern of Souls is always a good card. If you have a top-heavy commander, I typically like to run Cavern of Souls in commander, just because you can't really have your commander getting countered. And so if you can have a cavern, I typically like to run a cavern. It's always a good card. It always has good value, and it's one of these cards that in certain other formats has, you know, there's decks that want 3 and 4 copies of this card. So keep that in mind as well. Cavern will always have a lot of value.
Yeah, I mean, it's played as a 4 of in modern decks. It's always going to be a relevant mythic because it's playable in commander, and it's a 4 of in the decks that want it in constructed formats. And so, yeah, like Jake said, I mean, look at the Ultimate Box Topper still holding a price of $240. And these were just borderless foils. This was
pre-variant era.
Borderless foils before borderless foils were a thing. Your Expedition version holding a $90 price tag currently, you know, and then now we're going to have 3 different versions. Your base level copy, you're going to have your foil etched copy, and you're going to have your borderless alternate copy. So hopefully this can get the price down, especially on the base level Double Masters 22 copies. Do you think that this could get down into the 30s range for your base level copy? Do you think it can get into the low 40s?
Maybe it might hit mid 40s briefly, but you know, if the set is indeed going to be super scarce, then you know, it's hard to tell. Before I forget this, I do see a question from Sam. Is there foil quest tomorrow? And yes, there will be foil quest tomorrow. However, not going to be drinking a lot. We're just going to be getting through it. I am currently recovering from COVID. I think that, you know, I think Cavern could maybe go to mid 40s, but It'll be a quick bounce. Sushi with a $2 super chat. Thank you for that $2 super chat. We appreciate it. Let's talk about the Circle 2 lands. Is that it? Oh, these lands, the Circle lands. Yeah, they're interesting.
Lands. Looking at the real quick before we swap off Cavern, I want to look at the charts for some of these other versions of it. Cavern of Souls, you're looking at an all-time high of $95 for your very first version, which was Avacyn Restored. You're looking at an all-time low of $11 for Cavern, but that was in 2014, so we're not really even going to consider that as a legitimate low. You're looking around Eternal Masters. I mean, Iconic. You got Kaladesh here. You've got right around sort of Kaladesh Amonkhet is where it started just sort of living in the 40s. And then Pioneer came around. And I'm assuming that's what this big spike was, right? Was Pioneer taking Cavern of Souls into the next level? Because you're seeing huge spike, and then it came down as I guess it didn't really find a home in Pioneer. And now it's going back up as Modern is taking back off because Paper's coming back and everybody wants their copies of Cavern of Souls. That's just what I roughly see in this chart. I'd have to check the dates on some of those things. But on Cavern of Souls, Avacyn Restored chart, that's kind of what I'm seeing happen. It would be nice. I mean, you see what it does every time it
it's not legal in Pioneer, so it's something else.
Not even Pioneer.
It would have been it could have just been Commander.
Yeah, it
could have just Commander been more Commander players adopting it. Maybe Modern saw a little bit of an uptick.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm seeing though it bounce off that 50 line quite a few times. And so it'd be really nice if we can push it down just a little bit below that so that we can, establish the new low. On the pre-order price, which we don't pay attention to, I mean, look at any chart for any card on MTG stocks, and you're going to see the pre-order price, especially in the last 2 or 3 years, pre-order price for the Mythic be ridiculous out of the gate and then plummet. Cavern of Souls right now, it's pre-ordering around 65. That's obviously way too high. So I would really love to see this in that $45 range. That's fairly affordable for Commander players. Modern players know that their format comes at a little bit of a premium. And, but it would be a great time to on-ramp for that card.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't have a copy of it, it's a good time to put a pin in it and make sure that, especially if you're not buying any of this set. Say you're just like not really interested in buying sealed product, but you have money set aside for singles. If you don't have a Cavern, definitely set a reminder to check for people that are liquidating in mass amounts. If we do have people that are hunting the textured foil cards and stuff like that, then do keep in mind that you're going to have people that are just mass opening product. Let's just say they're whales who are searching for, the high-end pieces. Maybe they just want the alternate art variants. Maybe they just want the textured foils, and they're going to unload the base level copies of stuff. Yeah, definitely look out, 3 or 4 weeks after this set comes out and set alerts. I like to set alerts on eBay. I don't do much selling on eBay anymore these days, but I still do a lot of buying on eBay. You can find good prices for cards.
I mean, looking at these charts, look at the comparison of these two charts. This is kind of wild. And I'm seeing people in chat say that Cavern will be the one that won't tank in price just because of its desirability. This is normally when we go to compare these cards, we like to look at other sets that gave us base version copies and they were a widely printed set, widely purchased, all the normal things. If you look at the two major comparisons for Cavern of Souls that I think are most relevant, we've got Modern Masters 2017, and we got Ultimate Masters. Modern Masters 2017, we were lows in the 40s, but it has since then just been bouncing off that 50 line, boing, boing, boing every single time. If we go back and we look at the Ultimate Masters copy, pre-ordered at 70, every single time it got just below 50, right back up, right back up, right back up. And so maybe this is a card that will just completely preview at 70 to, 60 to 70, 65 here, and then it'll just go down to 50, and that's where it's going to stay. This would be one of my favorite mythics
the problem is that the card isn't getting printed into a regular set. It's getting printed into an extremely expensive set again.
Yeah.
So those sets don't typically move the needle, especially on mythics, really well.
Yeah,
if somebody's
exactly.
spending $20-$25 for a pack out the gate, it's not going to move the price of the card that much. So
this would be one I would love to open up. It's just so wild seeing a chart for this across so many different versions where it goes 50 and higher across the board, period. Never goes lower than that. That's pretty wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that 50 might act as a buy signal for a lot of people. You know, if you are setting alerts and you're like, I don't want to spend 60 for a cavern, I'm looking between 45 to 50, and then you're getting alerts that are like, hey, you know, the card's price has dropped to this point. That could be a reason that it just bounces right off that line.
Yeah, yeah, pretty interesting. Cavern of Souls, unlike a lot of mythics that get multiple reprints. 2017 Ultimate Masters, now 2022. It's pretty regularly coming back in to these premium sets and never really goes below 50. Find it for less if you can.
Hey folks, if you are enjoying the stream, click like and subscribe. That's a great way to support the channel by just clicking a button. If you're hanging out, you are enjoying the stream, you think you might be back in the future, go ahead and hit us with that subscription. We're on our way to 40K. I can't believe it. I don't know what's going on with this channel, but we are on our way to 40,000 subscribers. So if you think that you want to be part of the community, then definitely hit us with the sub. But if you're just enjoying the stream, you're like, nah, I don't know if I'll be back. That's cool too. We do appreciate you very much.
Just a really quick answer a question I saw in chat. What is the website they are using? I'll run you through every website that we use. The first up is MTG Stocks. If you search the card in here, like say Force of Will, you can go and look at that card, Force of Will. It normally shows you the OG version. This one's from Alliances. And if you scroll down over here on the right, you'll notice this graphic from all of our 15 or from a lot of our 15-second finances, all-time low and all-time high. And then you'll notice also this cut over here. If you scroll down a little bit further to other sets, you'll see a comparison of every single printing they've had. And then you just kind of have to know what's a legitimate print and what's not. Like the World Championship decks, we don't really worry about that price being so low. Judge Promo, that's going to be artificially more expensive. Amonkhet Invocations, things like that, special printings. You're just going to have to be aware and know what's going on. Sean C., thank you for joining the Token Creatures. We appreciate that. But, Jake, I would say we use MTG Stocks pretty regularly, like every day if we're making stuff.
I like MTG Stocks because it gets me a in the moment chart where I can look back historically and make assumptions based on what sets came out that affected a card's price or what didn't come out that might have affected a card's price. You know, if you get to a big set and you're like, this is a set that might have Force of Will, this is a set that might have Mana Crypt, and then all of a sudden it doesn't come out, right? You know, because we look ahead in the year, we set benchmarks and we say, okay, here's a set where this card could happen. For example, J-Lo did not show up in Commander Legends 2, right?
Right.
So now J-Lo, if it doesn't show up in this next set, if it doesn't show up in a secret layer, you know, people are going to want Jeweled Lotus. So does Jeweled Lotus see an uptick if it doesn't show up in Double Masters? Maybe it does. I was really expecting Commander Legends 2 to be more of a set with a more robust reprint equity. And it just didn't happen. So, you know, you look at these certain sets and MTG Stocks is a great spot to be like, I mean, look at the base of this card. It's just $100 card, $90 card, whatever.
Markets at around 80.
And, you know, that's huge reprint equity. I don't really know how you could improve on this card.
Make it borderless. Extend the
I mean,
art.
it's pretty much a perfect. It's pretty much perfect in its design. It's just for your commander. It's essentially an extra. It's a free cast. It's some really good fast mana. It's as close as you could get to Black Lotus.
Yeah.
Without printing a Black Lotus, and it's just for commander. It's a great card. It should have been reprinted, but you know, I mean, scarcity.
If we're talking about J-Lo, all I have to say is don't be fooled by the rocks that I got.
Well said. Joe, have a good night, man. Thank you for hanging out.
I appreciate you hanging out, Joe.
Borderless Lotus has it been? I mean, and that's the thing is like the Borderless Lotus, like the foil equity, the foil quality was so bad in Commander Legends. It was so bad. even on the borderless cards, like it was just bad. So when we do get a reprint of Jeweled Lotus, hopefully it has the maybe this texture treatment, maybe it has a etched treatment or something like that.
I like this note from Mikey because it sort of has a couple of things to it that I've been wanting to talk about. It says J-Lo will probably be in some 30th anniversary Masters set. That is very relevant. For 25, they did a special set, and so it's very likely the 30th anniversary, I believe, is next year. And so it is very likely that instead of Horizons or Masters or Legends, whatever, next year we get 30th anniversary set. What was that 25th set called? 25th anniversary? Masters 25. So maybe they will call it Masters. Yeah, Masters 25 was in
this is kind of a throwback. Does anybody remember when Masters 25 and Iconic Masters came out and they got bundled as a dumpster fire set and you could buy both boxes for like $250? I remember seeing those listings on eBay. Masters 25 was supposed to be one of these sets where we were just like, oh my gosh, it's
when it was self-inflicted. They promised us. They said in multiple live streams, this shit's gonna blow your mind. You are gonna walk away with white hair because you're just absolutely going to be emotionally drained by the end of this. I mean, it had some good calls, but when your 8th most expensive card in your set is Luminarch Ascension, come on.
This is a perfect example of temper your expectations always. This was a perfect set where it was like, make sure you take all of it with a grain of salt. I see this all the time in the stock market where people are like, oh my gosh, today is the day. Finally, the stars have aligned. We have this announcement. This SEC thing is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and then the stock drops 20% that day because everybody's like, there's so many catalysts. It's absolutely going to rip to the moon. This was a perfect example of always temper your expectations. And this set has gotten better in time. Iconic Masters has gotten better in time. Iconic has become more iconic over the years. But yeah, it was a wild time.
It's actually kind of wild checking back in on this set after the fact. I want to look up rarities greater than, so these are all the rares and mythics. These are the top 8. 8th most expensive here is your Luminarch Ascension at $15. I want to look at what our cheapest 8 are. We got Laquidus's Champion. We got Vesuvian Shapeshifter. Is it Chemister? Oh, nice. Triska Decaphobia. Reef Worm. Woo!
Dude, Reef Worm is actually really good in limited, though. Reef Worm is amazing in limited.
And it can be a fun card in a token deck, but when you talk about your set as the most expensive, is the best and coolest, most awesome, mind-blowing thing ever, I mean, come on.
I do love that they put the watermarks in this set.
Yeah, I do like that too.
One thing about that, though, was that when these were coming out, people were like, of all the cards for them to pick from Zendikar, they picked Luminarch Ascension. Of all the cards that they could have picked from, whatever set, they picked this. And that was where a lot of the disappointment came from. Like Blood Moon coming out of the dark, that makes sense, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of a bummer, but that was in 2018 is when we got Masters 25. So Masters 30 next year would be the year 2023. Masters 30. What are we going to get? Are they going to go back through the history of it? How are we going to approach it this time? I think that's an interesting conversation to have. So I appreciate Mikey bringing that up because I know that next year we're going to be covering a lot of Masters 30 stuff, or one would think. Maybe that's when they're like, all reserve list discussion is over. We are doing reserve list Masters. Would you buy a pack of reserve list Masters, Jake? If you could open a Black Lotus?
Yeah, probably so. If it were a good price. Spectacle is saying CEDH players think Blood Moon too slow to play now. Shaking my head. What is happening? Yeah, I mean, that's wild a 3-cost enchantment that shuts down non-basic lands is too slow for CEDH. We don't really play CEDH though. I know Joel dabbles in it a little bit, but
Yeah,
I don't really mess with it.
Now that I'm more settled in my life, I've been moving for pretty much the past year, by choice, but I haven't really had like a home base settled place to really branch out. And you know, everything has just been doing what Jake and I do for the channel, and that's about as far as I've done with Magic, just because of time. But I am hoping over the next year, and especially with this set, because we can pick up some pretty CEDH stapley cards, hopefully at good lows in the 3 to 6 weeks after the release of this.
Oh, you stuttered there for a second. Yeah, I'm very excited to get a copy of Imperial Seal.
J-Mo.
I'll give you my price target. I think I'm going to try to find it around 75 to 100.
Nice.
And I already see some people out there that are saying, no, it won't get lower than 200. Okay, bet. I don't think that it's going to hold 200. I don't think that it's just going to sit there.
Let me tee this one up so we can do a little...
That's it.
Jake, I think I'm losing you. Are you there? Hang on just a second. For some reason, these are the technical difficulties, Chad, I was talking about. We would definitely run into tonight, being our first night in this new home base that I'm streaming out of. Jake, are you coming in clear now?
I think so.
Perfect. Yeah, we can hear you perfectly. So yeah, I want to you were roboting there for a second. I don't know if it's on my end or your end, but it seems to be clear.
No, I was going to say we should look at 3 visits. After we look at this, we should look at 3 visits, because 3 visits is a perfect example
Imperial Recruiter
card
too.
That, or Imperial Recruiter, exactly.
Well, let's do Imperial Recruiter just because it's a mythic, right? 3 visits did get reprinted at uncommon, so that kind of did some stuff with that price. Masters 25 was our first reprint of that, right? PTK was really high. Okay, so we want to talk about this, y'all. Imperial Seal is the talk of the town. It's been a channel meme forever. We're actually taking full credit for it getting reprinted. We put it in our last preview video as a joke. If you're from Wizards and you're watching this and you didn't know that, I'm just joking right now. Don't go watch that video. But they have announced it as reprinted in our Double Masters set. Jake, lots of people been asking, what do you think this card is going to get down to? Looking at an all-time high for our Judge promo of just under $1,000 and our all-time low of 128, which that's 2017. We're not really going to look at that too much. We got Double Masters pre-ordering. This version right now is marked at $356 for a base version copy of Imperial Seal. What do you think this is going to get down to? And do you think $356 is a good pre-order price for Imperial Seal?
I would not touch that pre-order price with. You'd have to pay me to pre-order it at $350. There's no way that I'm going to do it. I see some people in chat that are saying, it'll get as low as 30 to 50. I don't think it gets that low. But to the people that are saying they think it stays at like around 200, I think that that's way high for a card that's going to have multiple treatments. And even though it's a mythic, I get that it's a mythic. This is going to be the first Imperial Seal reprint before the next Imperial Seal reprint. They've broken the seal on it, no pun intended. And now what's going to happen is we're going to get more of them. I think a fair price for this card is between $75 to $100. I don't think that a $100 card is something that we should be, oh man, I can't believe that card's $100. I know that, certain times in this game we want things to be more affordable, but there's also something good that comes with cards being more expensive, is it gives your game some notoriety, right? Whenever a new Pokemon set comes out, everybody's chasing the Charizard, and there might be like a Pikachu in a rainbow foil, but other than that, the rest of the set is just shit. And you can fight me on that all you want, but unless you're buying like vintage Pokemon, whenever the new set comes out, you're chasing like 1 or 2 cards. Magic has a set that can come out where a plethora of cards in the set have good desirability, and it brings notoriety to the game. You're buying something that you feel like has value, right? Whereas, you have other TCGs where it's like there's a couple chase hits, and then there's, a bunch of delusion where people are like, no, there is other value, but there really isn't other value.
We are going to have 3
I
versions.
mean, look at all these new versions.
So we have literally, well, I don't think that this is a paper. No, that's Masters Edition 2. So I believe that is only on
not
MTGO.
that one. Yeah.
But we have more than doubled the printings of paper Imperial Seals. Previously we had the PTK version, which if you're looking at the chart for the PTK version, it's kind of hard to follow. I mean, you're looking at an all-time high of 78,000. It's never been that high. Your market's around 1,700. You can see it kind of jumps all over the place just because it was so scarce. So we kind of look at the Judge promo version.
That chart is frightening looking.
It's ridiculous.
It's like the weirdest,
chart.
stupidest chart, and anybody who might be a layman is going to come in there and be like, "Wait a minute, it's 48,000 at one point."
Yeah, you have to represent the fact that it was $100 and also was $48,000. It doesn't make sense because of buyouts. So, but if we look at the Judge promo chart, this one's much more legible and makes sense a lot more to the reality of this card price. And so you've just had it slowly creeping since 2018, creeping up and over, and now we're up at another $700 mark. We have more than doubled the versions that we have. We have now got a base level version of Imperial Seal, which, Jake, I'm hearing that you're hoping it's like $80, maybe $60 for a base level copy.
I would probably snap buy one at 60, like without even thinking about it. If it's at 80, I'm going to be like, oh, well, how long has the set been out?
Right.
Do I think it's going to go lower? You know, but we're getting an alternate art. We're getting an etched, and we're getting a new base copy that's also going to have a foil. Each of these, I don't know if, well, the etched is going to be its own thing. I imagine the borderless is going to have a foil version and a non-foil version.
Yes. You've got your etched, you've got your borderless, and so you kind of hope that this tier steps up. I saw this in chat and I kind of like it. You know, the idea that Imperial Seal goes 60, 100, 150, 60, 100, 170, something like that. I kind of like that idea. You know, that keeps the legitimacy of having these ultimate versions and these chasey cards in this set so that you can go through in a premium set and open up lottery tickets possibly, but it puts a lot of these into circulation that the commoner wants for their decks. We aren't all going to go buy these. We're going to go buy these is what we're going to get.
Yeah, and also keep this in mind. This is a one and done.
Right.
You need one of these for your collection and that's it.
Dunzo.
So like, why are we not looking at a card like Jeweled Lotus as a price comparison? It's another card that you need one of, and it's the Black Lotus of Commander. It is the Black Lotus for your Commander.
Well, I think it's because it's a new card too. I mean, let's talk about Imperial Recruiter. This as far as comparisons go, you're looking at a completely scarce-driven price that absolutely gets plummeted, and then the OG kind of goes up. But now you're talking about they broke the seal on Imperial Seal reprints. Bro, Masters 25, you can go get this card for $6 now, and it's a mythic.
Yeah.
It's not as widely
like for me, the reason I pick Jeweled Lotus over Imperial is because Imperial Recruiter is so much more narrow, right? And it's not even fast mana. So like I'm looking at like the Black Lotus for the most popular format is stuck at $100, right? So Imperial Seal, which is going to have a much more niche application than even Jeweled Lotus. Like, why do we think that needs to be around 150 or 200? I just don't even think that it's going to be close.
I wonder how a CEDH player would view that statement that Imperial Seal is more niche than Jeweled Lotus, because I don't think that a lot of non-artifact or more than like 2-color decks in CEDH run Jeweled Lotus.
I just like it as an extra cast for your commander.
Right, exactly. That's basically how a lot of more casual or, you know, battle cruiser plus level players will play it. It's one free cast after your commander's died once.
Really quick, catching up. $2 super chat from Spectacle says Imperial Seal price prediction after third reprint, maybe $50. Who knows? 50 to 75. Russell jumped in with a $5 super chat. Big thanks from us to Russell. The price will 100% be determined by print run. If it's small and pull rates are low, then it will stay high, right? You know, that's supply and demand, that's scarcity. Also, we had Annihilator join the token creatures. Thank you so much for that support as well.
Thank you,
And we have
Annihilator.
so many people that are in chat right now, talking to each other, talking to us. I know that we're missing some of these messages, but we're doing our best, but while also trying to, you know, maintain our conversation points and not get too distracted. So we do appreciate you.
We're
If we miss your
jugglers,
message,
Jake.
please be patient with
We're
us. We do our
modern-day
best.
jesters and jugglers. We're just trying to balance both things. So
That's right. We don't want you to feel ignored or anything like that, but, you know, do understand that we can't keep up with all of it.
You're looking at Jeweled Lotus. I'm you know, I love this comparison, especially in a mythic, in a nice set. Commander Legends was a lower cost as far as packs go. It wasn't regular booster pack price to my memory, but it was a lower cost set. You know, I could get a booster box of this for $100, and it's probably not much more than that right now to get a booster box sealed of Commander Legends, being so far or being still so close to it. You know, Imperial Recruiters, that kind of classic scarcity mythic. Modern Horizons 2 gave us a base level copy, a borderless copy, and I believe we got, what do we get, an etched copy here? Yeah, foil etched version. That was our, you know, big reprint. Masters 25 as well. We got double Masters dropping another copy on us, and so I think that this one is good to illustrate too that Imperial Seal is now back, and they can print Imperial Seal into any premium set now as just another piece of like, oh, here's another chance to get your Imperial Seal, rock and roll. I mean, we'll point to another little card called Grim Tutor. This card is 3 mana, lose 3 life, card right into your hand at sorcery speed. This card on scarcity, this was the only copy forever, starter 1999, over $200. And then we get the reprint, and goodbye, the OG drops below, but still maintains around 80. However, if you go to your core 21 copy, base level copy, we got a premium version as well, borderless alternate version that's not that different in price, to be completely honest. But your base level copy of this mythic is now down to like $16, $17. I don't think it's going to go that low. This was a core set. This core set booster pack price was the cheapest that you can ever buy a booster pack at. It was mass open because the set was pretty hyped at the time, especially since they dropped the Grim Tutor in there to distract everybody.
It had Teferi.
Exactly. It was a really fun take on a core set because they did put some powerful mythic reprints in it. But when you're looking at Imperial Seal, yeah, I really have to agree with you on this, Jake. I'm thinking that these base level copies, I'm hoping that these base level copies, they are going to bottom down to like 60 or 75, and then they probably float back up and they settle 80 to 95. You know, clip this and play it back for me and in a couple of years, but I think that's probably what I'd be looking for a base level copy.
Now, Charlie Peterson here says Jeweled Lotus is only playable in EDH. This is true.
That is true.
Except for like this weird kind of legacy interaction that you can do with doubling cube, if I recall correctly. But Charlie does say Seal is in legacy and vintage.
Okay,
so that's true, but also keep in mind that legacy and vintage they're pretty niche formats. I mean, legacy does have a player base. Vintage prices out a lot of people. There's people that do play vintage and they just proxy everything.
It's banned in legacy. Imperial Seal is banned in legacy and restricted in vintage. You only need 1 copy for vintage, and it's banned in legacy. That is not affecting the price. So
Charlie half right there. Charlie, it is banned in legacy, so good to know.
This is basically a commander card across the board. You can play it in vintage, but you can only use 1 copy. So kind of singleton. I'm telling you, this is going
Joel,
to...
good catch there on the legacy.
This price is going to be completely driven. It's only because I've been researching the crap out of this card, and we've been talking about this card for 2 freaking years. This is the kind of card where you only need 1 copy. I mean, you hit the nail on the head, Jake. You only need 1 copy, period. Get you a copy. If you play vintage, that can go in your vintage deck, and you can proxy it up for your commanders and be like, do you want to see my copy of Imperial Seal? I have it in my vintage deck that I have in a vault, in a safe inside of Fort Knox. Night, Walter. Good to see you. I'm just saying,
Walter,
Imperial
thanks for
Seal,
hanging. Yeah,
this is a huge, awesome reprint. It is the hype driver one of the hype drivers, mini hype drivers for this really hype set. But to buy this version over $100 right now, I think is a mistake, and you are going to wish that you had just waited until 3 to 6 weeks after the set releases, like Jake and I always say to do.
David is a little bit annoyed because David is saying, okay, so David is saying, no, you can't compare a tutor with a mana rock. Compare Imperial Seal with Demonic Tutor. And that's fair. Sure. I feel like Demonic Tutor is better than Imperial Seal. It's a 2 mana investment better to put it right in your hand, whereas Imperial Seal, if you have like a Sensei's Divining Top on the battlefield, then it's better because you could just tap the top, get the card, cost 1 less mana.
You've got to have a draw. You've got to have a draw. I mean, as far as CEDH commanders go, obviously there are cards and there are lots of commanders that let you draw cards that are in the color black. But like Anj, I've seen Anj, I'm not sure how to pronounce that name, but Anj decks, I've seen Anj Falconwrath, tap, discard a card, draw a card. This is the commander deck. This is the CEDH deck that I think Imperial Seal, and look, CEDH people, tell me I'm wrong in chat, please. But I think this is the most likely CEDH commander that would want, hugely want. You definitely want it in the 99 Imperial Seal. Every other deck, you're just kind of like, well, I really want to tutor. I really want to completely focus on tutoring for my combo. I will Imperial Seal and hope I get a card draw. Yeah. But if you're running Anj in your 99, you're throwing Imperial Seal in there for sure. In my, I mean, at least from my estimation on it.
I think so because it's built into the commander and you can work around it. Spectacle with the $5 super chat says, today I learned that when you copy mana, any restrictions aren't copied along with it. That is in reference to the doubling cube interaction with Jeweled Lotus. And you're welcome. Thank you for the $5 super chat. MTG Gaming Bob says, I'm very sorry, but I'm a bit incredulous here that folks are upset about the availability of Double Masters 2022, but Masters sets has always been tight print runs. Well, I mean, yeah, you can't please everybody.
Cameron says most decks that have black, you're going to want Imperial Seal too. Kevin says Yuriko. I see a lot of people saying Yuriko in chat. Yuriko would take M Seal. Got a lot of good card draw in there. Got a lot of good top of deck shenanigans. I mean, if you can Imperial Seal an incredibly high CMC, Yuriko goes through. You're doing a ton of damage. Yeah, that sounds like the exact kind of right. Anj Falconwrath, Yuriko, these are the commander decks. I realize that in black CEDH decks you could make a case for running Imperial Seal, and most probably do, honestly. Like I said, I'm not 100% on the format, but decks like Anj, decks like Yuriko, those are going to be the driver decks for this. Absolutely.
Yeah, and also I see Imperial Recruiter popping up as well, and I do agree that Imperial Recruiter does have a home in CEDH as well. It grabs important pieces. David says with the $2 super chat, I play Vintage and haven't seen Imperial Seal ever. That could possibly be because of scarcity though as well, right? I mean, but the people that do play Vintage typically, and I say this anecdotally, but it would just be my assumption, if you're playing the most expensive format, you probably don't care about the price of Imperial Seal. So if you are going to play a restricted card in the format,
I actually think Vintage and Legacy communities are much like the CEDH community in that proxies are not only welcome but encouraged because they want more people playing their format, and they realize that, they realize and they don't want it to be a format for millionaires. They want everybody to be able to play it. So proxy up whatever you want to proxy, but people that want legitimate copies, Imperial Seal is going to really present an awesome opportunity to get these base level copies, hopefully as low as 60, more realistically as low as 80, and please don't pre-order them over 100. Jake, any final thoughts on Imperial Seal?
I just am going to be acquiring one copy of the card. I might target the Etched if I can find it at a good price, but this is probably the card that I'm feeling the least amount of FOMO about. And I know that that's kind of wild to say, but my focus is more on sealed product that I would like to be able to get versus this individual card. I know it will be available. I know that there are going to be certain people that open it and don't want it. They don't care about it. They don't need it. They're just going to sell it right back into the environment, and it's going to, drop the price of the card. I'm very excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch the price drop once the set opens up. I'm also really excited to see what happens with this product. Do we get a lot more sealed that we aren't thinking about? Chad has been kind of, half and half on whether or not there's artificial scarcity going on with this, or if there's actually a huge, supply problem. And time will tell. But what I do know is that people are buying it, and people are going to open it. And Imperial Seal, I've been here for Imperial Recruiter. I've been here for Grim Tutor. I've been here for 3 visits. Yeah. I'm here for
yeah, exactly. That I was talking about our coverage time versus our play time. Those have all happened in our coverage time. And so we've literally seen this happen, where this scarcity play is a driver of the hype for the set and then just plummets over time. And people are sitting there with $200 pre-order copies, and you're just like, no. Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Yeah, David is saying that in Vintage, they don't care if it's not useful. And that makes sense. You're playing what is going to help you win when you're playing a high-powered format like that. So if it's too slow, then they're just not going to play it.
Imperial Seal. Russell says, anecdotally, Imperial Seal is sold out twice so far on Card Kingdom. Once at 100 and a second time at 250. At 100, I think it's
silly
fine.
To me.
At 100, I think you're fine. You're locking your copy of this really expensive card for probably just like
that's low risk.
20 or 30 bucks higher than it's possible low, and a price that it may actually settle out at. We could see this potentially being $100 level out. But 250, come on, bro. Come on. There's 3 different versions. There's 3 different versions. Funny it's not going to be a 250 base copy. Ugh.
I talk about this because, sometimes it pays to pay the big price, right? Because when a mono Liliana first came out in War of the Spark, I remember following Cassius Marsh, and I remember watching him. He was just buying out all of those alternate arts when they were right when they came out the gate.
Right.
So he was paying like the 400s for the Nar set, each Nar set. And I remember he bought play sets of the pre-release version of Amano Liliana. He just was like 500 a card. I don't give a shit.
These right here.
And those. And what's funny is if you had bought those early on, it seemed like, oh my God, you're just a whale. You're buying these. But it was like the best possible price that you could get in at. And now he has all these cards that he bought for 500 a card that are worth like $3,000, $4,000. That's not going to be the case here, but it's just an interesting situation. It's just funny. This set is going to tank people's collections. David, why do you feel that way? You think people are just going to like take a bath on this?
Well, I mean, I guess if you're sitting on a ton of Imperial Seals, I would say, number one, what are you doing? It was only a matter of time. And it was either going to be this year or
the window to get out
30.
on that. I mean, it's been open forever.
Dude, seriously. I mean, it wasn't going to go that much higher. You had Double Masters 22 that you knew was coming down the pipe. And we know that there's going to be an absolute hype load of crap for Masters 30 next year. So, and again, Masters 30, that is not a confirmed set. They have said nothing about it. That is complete speculation. But I think it's a safe guess that we get Masters 30 next year.
Yeah.
We'll get that in some September super stream where they're like, these are all the sets for the next 6 months. We're going a set every 2 weeks. Week 1, Zendikar. Week 3, back to Innistrad for 2 sets inexplicably. Why did we go back there for 2 sets, but we can't get 2 sets on like Kaldheim, which was a dope plane. We can't get 2 sets back on Neon Kamigawa, Neon Dynasty, whatever it's called, but we get 2 sets on Innistrad that really changed nothing about the feel of that set, or it was just like, oh cool, we're back on Innistrad. I'm not knocking it. I'm just like, we were just back there for 2 whole sets.
Yeah. Sam says, I like how there's a Tiny Joel in the corner of Jake's screen. Hi, Tiny Joel.
Oh yeah, look at me down there. Look at me down there. I've covered. I think, Jake, we have covered pretty much everything I was thinking of covering. The product shortages.
We could look through the
We talked
the
about
mythics, and we could just give those a
Well,
little
what are-
whirly little whirl.
Yeah, I want to do. We could do two things then. Let's look through and see if there's any cool mythics that we've missed so far, and we should look at our rarity, mythic, and I want to sort by price, low to high, because I think it's time. I think it's time, everybody. I think we have to look at what our worst possible pulls are in Double Masters 22.
We should look at the worst possible pulls.
Obviously, we know that our rare slot is going to have some jank, and we'll go look at the rares in a second. But looking at our mythics, because when you hit that mythic, we want to hit Imperial Seal. We want to hit Cavern of Souls. We want to pull our dockside for once. Everybody should get a dockside in this set. But those aren't the cards we're talking about today. No, today we're talking about the worst possible pulls. Amanatu, $7 mythic. $7 mythic from Commander 2018.
I mean, at least that's the worst.
Yeah.
The worst you could possibly do if you pull a mythic is $7 back on whatever. That's not awful.
It is nice to see. I mean, and look at that. Hang on, are these right? Yeah, I mean, look at that. The jump here. We're looking at actually a pretty big jump. So really in mythics, from the cards that we've seen so far, you don't want to pull Amanatu. You don't want to pull As for Told.
Please no Aurelia. Please no Aurelia.
I mean, look, Aurelia is like a $25 card. It's scarcity based, but it's still going to be a mythic printing here. And so you're going to get probably $25 foil etched, right? I would assume that the etched is like the same price as our OG. The OG goes down a little bit, and our base copy is probably 10 or 15. But I mean, Bitter Blossom, $40 for the cheapest copies. You're looking at Concordant Crossroads. I mean, this was a huge scarcity play for the longest time, only in Legends and Chronicles. And we got the Secret Lair drop that sort of brought us to a regular price. And now we're looking at a 3X version reprint here. Actually, Jake, this is not. I went into this being like, "Oh, baby, we're gonna look at some jankety jank," but the mythics
actually look pretty good.
Yeah,
they
like
look pretty
Spectre
good.
showed off earlier. The median on our mythics is actually pretty sweet. But then when you go to your rarity rares and you sort by the ascending price USD, I mean, Abzan Ascendancy. That's gonna be a rough rare to pull.
Sushi, we'll take a look at those circle lands before the end of the stream. I know that you were interested in our take on those, and we'll make sure to hit that. I'll make a note about it. We'll take a look at the circle lands. Thank you for that $2 super chat. And David Howell, thank you again for the $2 super chat.
Our chat is being invaded. Hang on. Before we continue, I have to search through naked.
David is saying $7 at pre-release. I know that they will be $7 at pre-release, and they will likely see even more of an adjustment, but at least there does seem to be some sort of careful consideration at making sure that the mythics that do get printed aren't just absolutely fodder. There's no Pearl Lake Ancient, for example, showing up.
You know, I'm looking at the jank here. We're looking at a lot of dollar cards. Some of these cards aren't really settling out right now. I mean, exactly where they're supposed to be. You got, Comball, we're looking at $2. Hydroid, $8.
That's a downshift on Racist.
Yeah, from mythic down to rare.
Yep.
Big playable card. Hostage Taker under $1. You know, so I just some of these cards
the rare slot
jankety-jank.
leaves some to be desired. Now there are some really good high power rares that are very expensive, but like with any set, they can't just print only gas.
For sure. I want this art on Fiery Justice.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Look at pre-release history of value, says David. Yeah, I mean, typically when in pre-release you get a lot of hype, and then when the set comes out, you get the best bargain bin prices for sniping singles that you could possibly ask for.
This set, yo, I'm like scrolling through all these rares, and I've only been looking at this set so far through the lens of value. Mythic slot, awesome. Rare slot, lots of jank. But you know what I'm noticing while I'm scrolling through this? All of these cards are super fun in Commander regardless of their value. You are looking at a Commander Masters set. This is double Masters 22, but this is Commander Masters is what we're getting here. Look at all these rares. Look at all these rares. There's not a ton of rares here that are not arguably Commander playable cards in the right deck. It's kind of crazy, especially if you're playing some sort of budget restriction deck and you want, you know, a draw spell tacked on to a flying trampling creature that you can sink a ton of mana into. Yeah, it's not the most expensive card ever, but it's sick. If you want some sort of non-token creature you control dies, any sort of Aristocrats deck you play is going to want that card. Oracle of Moldiah reprint, Panharmonicon reprint. You know,
you have some good modern cards in here as well with Prized Amalgam and a couple of the commands.
Yes.
Resto Angel.
Resto Angel. I mean, reprints of Skullbriar, reprints of Shattergang. Yeah.
I mean, I think maybe the sentiment then is, you know, we can't expect all cards to have a high price.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
like there's a lot of really good cards in this set that don't have a lot of value.
For sure.
So could you get them on the secondary market for cheaper than buying here? Yeah. Absolutely, you could.
But look at what this is also doing to budget Commander. I mean, this Liege being a $4 card with only one printing. Any of these elementals that are giving one color +1/+1, another color +1/+1, and then has an ability on top of that. These, for a budget Commander deck, you know, $5 cards you have to make a consideration when you're building like $150 budget Commander deck, and that's your whole goal. Shout out to our Commander League. But if you're getting a reprint of a card like this, this is making this card $1 or $2 for your average Commander player to just to go and pick up. I know on the channel we're very financially minded, so we're always talking about the tip top most value. That's what we're trying to open. But for the average Commander player, I really think that this set is doing a lot of good things with all of these reprints, man. These are so fun and playable.
Hey, what's up, Nitpicking Nerds says, hey dudes, do you guys think we'll see Kenrith and Nexus of Fate along with the other Buy a Box promo exclusives? And this is probably in response to Fire Song, that did get a reprint. What's up, BZ or Joe? Thanks for stopping by. You know, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell if they're gonna round that out.
We've been seeing a lot of 2019 cards being reprinted in this set. That must be some internal thing. They're like 3 years out. Let's print them in that's a good time to reprint these. Nexus of Fate is a card that has needed a reprint for a long time. You're looking at a card that's banned in Pioneer. I mean, I'm looking at two formats, where it's banned electronically, but Pioneer is where it's banned, playable in Modern Legacy Vintage Commander. I think that this is the kind of mythic that we could see. If you're looking at, let's go to 2x2. And we'll go back to the crunch on that because we want to see if that has that would actually be in the
question is if it's even possible, right?
Yeah. I mean, looking at blue, this still could. Yep, we could still see Nexus of Fate.
Nexus of Fate is possible, chat.
Look at this.
Nexus of Fate
and
is
Mystical
possible.
Tutor, both still possible.
Mystical Tutor would be tight.
Yo, I mean, if we're looking at a card for
also Personal Tutor is so scarce.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is a portal card, and we've seen a lot of PTK reprints in this set. So maybe this is where they're also... God, man, that would be a wild one to pop up. But yeah, I mean, in that spot, Personal Tutor, Piracy, Nexus of Fate, Mystical Tutor. Hopefully it's one of those four. It could also be Paradox Haze, and this is the sort of reprint that can round out a set, especially if they want to bump this up to rare. You're looking at $11 scarcity card. I'm
fine with them keeping it in uncommon because, you know what? Before we wrap this out, I would like to take a look at money uncommons that they put in the set. Maybe if we filter out rares and we filter out mythics, and we just take a look at the uncommon slot so far and see what kind of value we currently have in there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that kind of goes with what we were saying is, you know, it's a lot of really fun. Oh my God, look at that Bloodbraid Elf. I hadn't even seen that. That's beautiful.
Because when you get like the remands of the set and the Path to Exiles of the set, that's where some really good value comes up, because most of the time you can count on getting some good yeah, exactly. So we do have Path, we have Lightning Bolt,
and this is
but
notably,
other than that,
Path to Exile, this art is notably only available in one special spot. I forget what people were saying. Here we go. Oh yeah, here we go. It's a Friday Night Magic from 2015.
right?
This is, and so we're getting this art now back into rotation. So a lot of people were happy with that, because we have gotten a ton of Path to Exiles over the last 3 or 4 years. But yeah, I mean, looking at reprints of Crackling Doom, that's not really holding a ton of value. Yeah,
I do think the bounce lands are going to be desirable, especially with the new art.
Yeah, you've got the extendos of these. I don't really like these lands in Commander, but they do have their place, especially in budget. And these borderless ones are pretty sweet. I'm not going to lie. I always like a good borderless special version. So, you know, I mean, looking at the value of the uncommon slot, Jake, a lot of these, chat, you have to see, like right here, it goes back to A, B, B, C, C, C. So it goes back
Blood
to...
Artist is good.
It goes back
Cold
to...
Steel Heart is fun.
You're looking at alphabetical order here, because a lot of these are going off pre-order prices of this set. And so we're not looking really at cards whose older prints may have value. We're looking at the current prices of these in this set. So the sorting by price here is not going to be super helpful until the set is actually out. And all of these...
Devoted Druid.
All of these cards have versions that are, you know, legitimate and paid for at that point. Eternal Witness borderless, that's pretty cool. $4, you know, typically. I bet this one will hold more like an 8 version. You're looking at the Secret Layers, it's got an $8 tag. That seems comparable. Foil maybe a little bit more. Ultimate Box Topper still holding a $54 price tag. Pre-variant Eternal Witness there. Inquisition's kind of cool.
Inquisition is good. That's a good one. Lotleth Troll down to uncommon is I remember when Lotleth Troll came out in Return to Ravnica, and people thought this card was going to do big things. Rancor is a great card. Rancor is a card, if you pull that in draft, you just absolutely, that is always a pack one, pick one for me. It's just going to be really good.
Scion of Darkness, this is a downshift as well. Down to uncommon from rare. I remember this card in Legions, bro.
Cycling.
That's back when I started playing, was right before, it was Odyssey block. I started playing right at Apocalypse. Was my very first set on the shelves while I started playing. Reprint of Terminate
is sexy.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Look at this. We got this version of Terminate here. So, you know...
I love that.
Yeah,
I love
foils
that.
of that are going to be really sweet, because that art is sick, and the extended version there is just so nice. So nice. So I think that'll be a highly desired foil from this set as far as the uncommon slot goes. Unburial Rites, highly playable. I mean, that's
Washout is pretty good. Washout
is...
That's almost like a budget Cyclonic Rift in a way.
Yeah, for sure. And so, I mean, the point still stands, Jake. It's kind of interesting. We're not in the uncommon, in the rare slot. We saw it when we looked at the charts earlier. This is a set where a ton of the value is you want to pull mythics. But for a commander player, this set is kind of insane across the board from uncommon up. We'll have to look at the commons another day, but I mean, from uncommon up, buying a bunch of this bulk, if you can get a bunch of the bulk uncommon and rares, you're gonna have the basis for a nice little starter collection, because a lot of, you know, you're not playing CDH out of the gate, but these are like playable fun cards to really found your put a nice little foundation under your collection for Commander.
And if you don't have Lightning Bolts, Lightning Bolt is a great 4-of for Modern. So if you've ever wanted to play Modern, you don't have your bolts, get them now. Path to Exile, I'll say the same thing, you know.
They've brought this,
and Lightning Bolt has been reprinted a lot, right? So it's not a super expensive card, but now's a great time to get it.
Love this Double Masters treatment right here. These foils will probably be pretty desirable. Excuse me.
It depends on if they're all pringled up. I'm hoping that the foil quality on this set is really good. That's something I would focus on a premium set, is make sure that the foil quality is really nice right out the gate.
You're talking about an iconic card when you talk about Lightning Bolt, one of the most nameable cards. If you were like name 5 Magic cards, people are going to say Lightning Bolt if they can say any cards. And so, I mean, you're looking at one that's just been reprinted into the absolute dirt. It's got an excellent amount of treatments.
Yeah.
You've got your choice of how you want to present Lightning Bolt in your deck, but it's always a good limited card. It's been a while since it's been in standard. So yeah, I mean,
why would foil quality change? I'm just trying to be hopeful.
Come on, yo. Not like that. Not with that attitude. You're responsible for foil quality changing, Zamatax. They emailed us. They said, here's your preview card, and just know that Zamatax's position positively or negatively on foil quality, that's what determines it. So you got a lot of pressure on your shoulders, okay? And with that attitude, we're never going to get what we need. So let's go. Come on. Let's go. So across the board, Jake, yeah, not a ton of value in your commons. I mean, in your uncommons and your rares currently at time of shooting this, but Mythic Slot sick. And across the board, they should have called this Commander Legends 2. Named the last set
Double Masters. Commander Legends 2 Double Masters 2022.
Exactly. There
Some
you go.
businesses still know how business is. I don't remember that meme.
Some companies still know how business is done.
Well, let's take a look at these circle lands for Sushi really quick. Just a fast take. We don't need to dig too deep into it, but it is a new kind of land we haven't really spoke about at all.
Scranton Area Paper Company Dunder Mifflin apologizes to valued client. Some companies still know how business is done. Dungeons and Dragons, Commander Legends, Battle for Baldur's Gate 2, Double Masters 22.
I wish that were the title. It would be really difficult for us to figure out how to title videos.
It's just so frustrating they put Commander Legends on the title on that freaking set, man. I'm still upset about that.
All right, so you're going to actually have to tell me what this circle land thing is. I'm pretty sure it's just like a way to make sure that fixing is easy to
This is a
deal
limited
with
only
and
card.
draft.
They have said it is only even legal. Hang on, let me also collecting. We're going to get the official WotC take on this too, so we have some context, because they have this in their collecting. Here we go.
All right.
So Cryptic Spires is a first new to Magic card to appear in a Masters set, and it's all about drafting. Every single Double Masters 22 draft booster contains one Cryptic Spires. It's like a checklist card. It doesn't appear in foil. It never pops up in collector boosters. It's legal in Commander only. So if we go and look at Cryptic Spires, obviously it doesn't have a legality here yet. Y'all, stop pre-ordering this for $350. Y'all, chat, if this is y'all, I'm so angry at you. Stop pre-ordering this for $3.50.
It's just junk.
We just read it's going to be in every draft booster. Every single one.
It's great for fixing.
Stop.
It's great for fixing.
Stop.
In draft.
You can change the colors Cryptic Spires taps for between games, because that's not going to be confusing for the local judges. No, that circle is around red. This is the one that's red, not green. So basically, as you're creating your deck, you circle 2 of the colors. It's an ETB tapped land, and you add a mana of either of the circle colors. I really don't see, in an Amulet of Vigor deck, I guess, this is a dual land. Minus the land types.
This thing is not on my radar even in the tiniest bit.
I mean, it is very wild. I will say they started, Jake, the preview stream. This was the very first thing they showed us. And so everybody out of the gate was just like, we were expecting high value reprints, and you're showing us a card that we freaking Sharpie on to play limited with. So they came out of the gate with a bang. But this is just, I don't see how this is a player ever. I mean, I guess like grab yourself a copy so you've got one in your collection to be like, I was there when Wizards was like, I don't know, proxy your own cards.
Yeah, Rory, you have it right. You have to actually draw on the card and circle the mana chosen.
Exactly.
That is correct.
That is why this is so wild. It's the first of its kind.
And that's why it's so cheap. It's just every single...
No, it's so cheap because they're putting it in every single booster pack. When was the last time you saw a card that was like, we're putting this in
essentially
every
like
booster?
The Prismatic Piper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Wait,
right.
did Prismatic Piper show up in every pack? I mean, it showed up a lot.
It wasn't in every pack to my knowledge, but it was a lot. And then they also have what was the background that was also a background but could be a background, and it's a background and you can background your background?
I don't know. That sounds confusing.
It was confusing when we read it for the first time. Here we go, faceless one. It's 5 mana 3/3. If it's your commander, choose a color before the game begins. It's the chosen color, and you can also choose a background. But this is also a background. So, and your background counts as your commander. So even as your background, you choose a color, and it's just to be that color. I don't know, man. Magic's gotten confusing.
Yeah. It's a lot to keep up with, but we hope that this is kind of informed on where we stand with Cryptic Spires. Don't break the bank.
Please
if
stop
you
ordering this
get
at
one,
$350.
just
Please
buy
stop.
any single pack and you're guaranteed to get it.
Literally. Walk through an LGS where people are drafting and look at the floor.
Yeah, it'll be there. But it is going to smooth out the draft
Cryptic
experience, which is going to be fun,
which
I think is the point of the card. Especially if they're not doing the rare land cycle. This is almost like it seems like the placeholder for that, because we got the City of Brass, we got the Cavern of Souls, Forbidden Orchard, we got all the bounce lands. And this is just there to kind of round it out a little bit more.
I wonder if they were like, let's do fetches in Double Masters 22. And then another West Side Story gang in WotC building was like, we're not doing fetches in Double Masters 22. And they were like, nah, dude, we need fetches. And they were like, we just reprinted fetches. We can't do fetches all the time. And then Maria came up and was like, Cryptic Spires. Cryptic Spires. This
so
is
cryptic.
The answer.
So many spires. Y'all should just make a t-shirt for people to circle either Jake or Joel.
Yeah,
now we're cooking.
You're supposed to cross one out and circle the other.
That's
oh my
right.
God.
That's
D-Hammer,
right.
And that's the
Let's
thing.
do a community buyout. D-Hammer, no collusion.
Buyout. Bro, we couldn't even pull that off. It's in every draft booster.
I'd rather buy this for $3.50 and Imperial Seal for $100. I mean, that is some logic I can get behind, Sean.
But yeah, so they want to smooth the draft experience. The obvious answer, especially for a premium set, is fetches. They say we don't want to do fetches 2 years in a row because we're trying to spread this out till 2040 when society collapses. We got to make the maximum amount of money before then. So we've got to make up a card that you draw on. That'll help it. That'll guarantee.
This is what I want. I want a 3-color searchable dual land, no drawback.
You're not asking for much.
Just exactly what we have in Capenna and Ikoria.
Yeah, except no drawback.
You can tutor it up, no drawback, does not enter tapped, and we'll take the cycling away to balance it out.
It just says search for an island, mountain, or swamp.
That's right.
Booyah.
That's right. Or a fetch land that does 3 instead of 2.
How about a fetch land that you tap it, you pay 1 life, you search your library for any 2 lands and put them onto the battlefield. No drawback.
That's really good.
Untapped. Is that a good
really
card?
good.
Could that be a good
untapped
card?
Yeah, that's good. That's
Search
good.
for any 2 lands and put them on the battlefield untapped. Slap your opponent.
Sounds good. Fetch lands that cause 0 life. There we go.
Honestly,
there we go. We've gotten to the point of the stream where we're digging into the real good content.
Oh, yeah, dude. We should go back to Dak Faden's red hand.
Everybody, we'll finish out this poll here. We did ask earlier in the stream
I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some dragon
did you
shields to give
spend
away.
money on stimulus money on MTG? Obviously, this is stimulus from early COVID. 32% said yes, 40% said no, and 28% said did not receive stimulus. Now that is 688 votes. So thank you everybody for voting on this. That's a much bigger sample size. So if 32% of people on a 690 vote poll said that they did spend money on stimulus or did spend stimulus money on MTG, then we can deduce that there's going to be a substantial amount less money that is going into MTG this next set. So just keep that in mind. Originally, when we had Double Masters come out, people were just forking over the cash, and it's going to be a little bit more contained this time. If you have enjoyed the stream, click like and subscribe. It has been a great time. We're probably going to wrap it up here shortly.
Was there other? Didn't you mention one other topic before I derailed us into the power level or the price of rares and uncommons?
No, it was just to cover the circle lands there before we wrapped it out.
We have covered the circle lands. Let's swap over. Spectacle says $2 super chat. Joel, is that a literal Halo fountain behind you? Look, I just moved into this space. This is actually my first time streaming in this space here on this stream. So as you can see, there's like, it's all still just in boxes behind me. I haven't unpacked anything. Nothing's on the walls. I picked up this light from Amazon because it does like this really cool universe-y, starry thing effect. And I just kind of threw it up and plugged it in tonight, so that I had some sort of visual something on the wall behind me. So it is kind of a Halo fountain, but I also bought it on Amazon for like $18. So it ain't, I think it was maybe even 15. It wasn't that expensive, and it's a cool little plug it in the wall, and you got some cool lights on the wall.
I like it. MTG
Stream
Gaming Bob
hacks.
saying less financially capable players should be cheering Double Masters 2022. Lots of great cards are about to be cheap.
Yes.
You're right. There are going to be a lot of cheap
Gaming
cards
Bob,
out
yeah,
there.
That's kind of the conclusion I came to from us looking through the rares and the uncommons. I haven't really just like looked at them all as a group, but and I've only been worried about the financial implications. But you're absolutely right. Tons of fun.
And
cards are getting
I will
cheaper.
go ahead and tease this. If you enjoyed the stream tonight,
y'all hang around. We're gonna give away some dragon shields here. Once Jake does this little ad, we've got some dragon shields to give away.
we have we're going to be finishing out, or actually we're going to be doing the 2 more boxes from a fresh case of Japanese War of the Spark, where we are going to be hunting for those beautiful alternate art planeswalkers. This is going to be like episode 46 of War of the Spark foil quest. Remember, only in the Japanese boxes can you find those beautiful alternate art foils. They don't exist in any other product. So that's why we do open the Japanese product. We've opened some really fun stuff, and hopefully we're going to find that Liliana foil at some point. So make sure to stick around tomorrow. It's going to be a little bit more reined in. I'm not going to be drinking a lot because I still am recovering. But if you do want to stop by, we're going to be going on a 72-pack quest of Japanese War of the Spark, where we are going to be cracking into some packs. And that is going to be for Josh. I don't know if Josh is hanging out, but Josh is definitely one of our patrons. If you ever want to sponsor a box, like we did all of our Double Masters sponsorships, those are all patrons. So if you ever want to get in on sponsoring something, maybe you want to open a box on stream, share that with the community, make sure that you sign up on Patreon at any level. And that's not where the fun stops. You know, you're going to get into the Discord, you're going to get access to the Commander League, you're going to get your name in every single video. If you have ever seen any of our YouTube videos, you'll see it pop up on the screen. So if you ever want to get involved on a deeper level, go ahead and check out the Patreon. We send you a signed 2-headed giant as well. Yeah, it's a good time. We try to make sure that there's lots of stuff. Oh yeah, there's monthly giveaways as well. We give away stuff from whatever the newest set is, as long as it's not like a premium set, but people get Commander decks, people get bundles and stuff like that.
I just dropped a link to our Patreon in the chat there. It says access to our Discord, giveaways, behind the scenes, and more. Jake said it all right there. That link will take you straight to it. That is the most direct and incredible way that you can help us try and make this our full-time job. That is it. Y'all, all of the super chats tonight.
Gosh, there we go with this $5 super chat. That's our sponsor tomorrow. Foil Quest is 10 of 10 would recommend. Don't mean to cut you off there, but
no. I'm just advertising, man, and telling these people that we're working for them and they are our bosses collectively. So
that's right.
We do what y'all say and y'all pay our way. So we appreciate that. I'm gonna do a little Dragon Shield giveaway here. Our channel is sponsored by Dragon Shield. If you want to shop Dragon Shield products on the internet, use the link down in the description below. They are the best sleeves, in my opinion. We have got four different boxes here you can pick from if you are the winner. Jake, will you give me a command for our giveaway here?
Yeah, let's do a command. Oh my God, you know what I forgot to talk about as well? What? I think we're going to do a little stream. This is kind of crazy. I don't know how we didn't tease this once the whole stream, but we just thought about it. We've got a Commander Legends box, okay? And this Commander Legends box came from a premium store. I just had a meeting last night with one of our patrons, Sean.
Exclamation point, one more thing while Jake is explaining this. Exclamation point, one more thing is going to enter you into a Dragon Shield giveaway. Type one more thing into chat as Jake's talking to you here.
Yeah, so we are actually going to have a Commander Legends collector booster box. We're going to set up a video. And I think that we're actually going to do the opening of it live. And so if you want to open a box of Commander Legends that came out of a case that had the error cards from Double Masters, if you want to see that live in the moment, I know that we've seen some other channels that have done this, then make sure that you're subscribed because we are going to be opening the Commander Legends Baldur's Gate collector box that did come out of a case that had Double Masters cards in it. So that's going to be coming up in the next week or so. That might be a stream that we do on Sunday or something, but we didn't talk about it at all, but I wanted to make sure that people know about that.
Exclamation point, one more thing. You got to type that into chat. Exclamation point, one more thing. You can copy what I've got there and you can paste it into the chat, but exclamation point, one more thing is going to be...
Oh, no one's typing it.
What enters y'all into the giveaway. I guess nobody wants to... Is it like auto disappearing or something?
Yeah, I think you should do a hashtag, Joel, instead of an exclamation. Typically, we do a hashtag. Yeah, it's auto disappearing or something like that.
What the hell? All right, let's circle 2 mana. I like that one. All right, so let's try this one.
Type this exactly as you see it.
Hashtag circle 2 mana. It looks like hashtag circled womana. Hashtag circle 2 mana. Hashtag circle 2 mana. Is that going through?
There we go.
There we go. Now it's going through. Now it's flowing in.
There we go, everybody.
That's
hashtag circle 2 mana.
Like
Somebody's going to go home with some Dragon Shields.
Yeah, let's look at what
I'm
we got here,
I'm going to get myself a little water.
Yeah, you do that. I'm going to go through our options. If you win the giveaway tonight, you can choose between Pink Diamond Matte. You can also choose Mint Classic. You could choose, if you so choose, Silver Matte. And just to mix it up, if you want Superman sleeves, you can choose Superman sleeves. Who doesn't want Superman sleeves? But if you just want some regular Dragon Shields for your deck, Silver Matte, you could also choose Mint Classic, and you can also choose Pink Diamond Matte. Appreciate y'all hanging out tonight. Always appreciate y'all hanging out. Did we hit 469 likes? $471. Yo, you got us there, and I've got to find who this person is and put them in timeout. You are in timeout. You're going to horny jail. Catch you later. Off to horny jail with you. Circle 2 mana is how you get into this. We got 386. We got 400 people hanging out. I got 100 100 people entered into this giveaway. Type hashtag circle2mana. Hit that like button. And if you haven't, Gabo King, what's up? Holy crap. If you haven't, circle it, wamana. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, you should do that. Statistics show that 70% of the people watching this tonight, hanging out, aren't even subscribed to our channel. You should do that. You should.
That's all right. They might not like us, and that's okay.
It's weird to hang out for almost 3 hours and not like us. That's weird. Maybe you like to hate us.
That's all right.
I don't mind if you like to hate us.
I don't even like our videos.
All right. You need to chill over there.
I don't hit the like button on them. Am I supposed to?
Oh, I thought you meant... Okay.
No, I like our videos, but I don't go through the trouble to like them. You know, that's a huge ask.
I will say this. Sometimes when I'm scrolling through the shorts feed and your short pops up, I do hit like on that. And I know it's our channel's content flying through and it doesn't discern between Joel liked this versus Jake liked this, but I do hit like on your content. I like your content, Jake.
Sometimes, and that's very nice of you.
Thank you, buddy.
I've liked some of your videos that you've done by yourself, but sometimes I will go through and dislike YouTube videos that I don't like on our channel. I will actively dislike them.
That's good.
If they're low effort.
That's good. Clay G coming through, being honest. I put y'all on mute. I'm here for the chat.
That's what's up.
That's what I do, bro.
Clay, thank you for the honesty.
All right. I'm gonna run this giveaway. You're not gonna know when I roll it. If you're entered to I'm seeing some people type Cyclet to Womana. Whatever. I'm rolling it.
And
hey,
here's
look,
the other
the
thing.
Person who won is Verso AF. Verso AF. If you would tell me what you want out of Mint Classic, Superman, Silver Matte, and Pink Diamond Matte. Those are your choices. Let me know which ones you want. I'll let you know. Congratulations to Verso AF. Verso, if you're outside the continental US, we will send you the value of the Dragon Shield sleeves. We do not mail anything out of the continental US.
If you do, by the way, win something and you do live in the United States, you do not get money. You get the sleeves.
Antoine said, come on, guys. What do you think? What do you think of Force of Will next? It's a good card.
It is a good card. I'm going to get out of here soon. I'm going to go get some food. I still have to do some resting. I'm on like hopefully the back half of COVID here. But we're going to wrap this one up. It has been such a good time. If you do win a giveaway here at Jake and Joel Magic, all you have to do is be a subscriber and like the video. That's it. You don't have to share it.
Well,
you don't have to do any extra stuff.
Verso hasn't chatted since you won. That's cool. You might be on a delay or something. Verso, if you're listening to this, and because we're about to shut the stream down for tonight. Oh, there we go. Pink Diamond, but Puerto Rico. So you're going to be getting value. Congratulations, Verso AF, for winning. And if you would do me a favor, please reach out to me on Discord and we'll get your PayPal and we'll get it going. Rory, I'm thinking so. And chat, I'm loving the hangout tonight. It was a great time. 3 hours. I gotta say, I just got over COVID like 2 weeks ago, and then we spent a week in Dry Vegas, and my voice is tired from talking. It's been a couple weeks since we streamed, and I think I've...
Oh my God.
Going 3 hours is kind of rough. What?
The Gabo King is here. Hold on. We can't wrap up the stream. I have to show the Gabo King this.
Okay. Verso, if you would just DM me on Discord. Join our Discord, and you can find me in there. I'm the one with the name Joel. Everybody, if you're not in our Discord, I just typed !Discord, and that's going to enter into the chat. Oh, look at that. Hang on, I'm going to make Jake's picture.
As Godfather on the back. I don't know if that's Godfather. Yes.
Do you want to hold it up, Jake? I'm making you the whole screen.
Yeah, here I'll hold it up really quick, and then I'm gonna skedaddle. But just because Godfather's hanging out, or Goblin King.
Hang on, it's chroma keyed right now.
Oh shit. Okay, give it a second.
I turned it off. There we go.
All right, here we go. So it says the Godfather, and it has a big old gobbo on the back of it. I got this at Command Fest, and if you want to find other fun MTG themed stuff,
Coalesce, baby.
This is shout out to, yeah, you know it.
That's
Coalesce
Cedric's,
Apparel and Design.
That's Cedric's company.
Really fun stuff. I love it. It's got the gobbo on the back. I know the Godfather is loving it. Just wanted to show that off.
Yeah, you said yes, sir. Lit.
And just that little bit of movement has me feeling fatigued.
All right, well, let's shut down the stream. How about that?
Yeah,
Everybody,
thank you for all the super chats tonight. Lots of support from chat. We appreciate all of you so much. Seriously.
If I can leave you with any final thoughts, it's that you should not be pre-ordering Imperial Seal base copies at over $100. Please, God, stop doing that.
So BuzzFuzz, that's COALESCE, Coalesce Apparel and Design. You want to check it out.
Please come back tomorrow for Foil Quest. You've got to come back for Foil Quest. It's a rowdy banger of a time.
It's going to be way reined back though for tomorrow, just because I am recovering.
Everybody,
but yeah.
Well, it's also
a good time.
Yeah, I mean, that part of the advertising for that show is not. Jake also gets more and more fucked up over time.
True.
So I don't think you have to apologize for that.
Look, I'm not going to be drinking heavily tonight or tomorrow on Foil Quest.
You're not going to see sloppy Jake. All right, everybody pick up your gift bag on the way out. Thank you so much.